Well met, lords and ladies. Percy Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of. Well, that certainly took a bit, didn't it? Yes. So if people don't know what's been going on over here, we've been having some cases of heavy winds and such, and which may or may not be affecting different things like power and/or Wi-Fi connections, as some of you might have noted by this point. It seems like we're good for now, but just in case something else happens during this time, that'll be the reason. So I do apologize for the delay. We are here right now. My 1v1 has indeed concluded. My Greek journey has come to some sort of a little bit of a standstill. I'm on a resting point in the quest. I've had some ambrosia and nectar, and honestly, I'm kind of curious too what kind of Greek journey I would have. You know what? If you know what, let's make a fanfic competition. But the prompt is Jacob's Greek journey. I will read the fanfics out on a stream sometime. If people are excited for that, I'll put like a community post or something. So that's like 1% Amazing World of Gumball Diamonds things. I'm on my way. I mean, good grief. Oh, you know what? That's for a really good like loading screen actually for the stream starting. It's just Darwin looped like on the "I'm on my way" song. That makes a lot of sense. Well, okay. So, anyways, we're here today to, I guess, go back to some of our origins. We're here to address the one of the other steps on the triangle that I've created, the Trichotomy of Gacha. We've been dealing a lot with stuff where the visuals and those animation, editing, all of that has been some of the higher end that Gacha has provided, but the stories have not been. You know, the recent Music Freaks episode, the I forgot what the thing was from last week, but also the movie from the Winter Quest. All of those have been like, well, oh, sorry, there's the oxygen situation from last week. Yeah, all of those have looked promising, but haven't been. However, there is another side to this coin. The side where the visuals are not exactly spectacular, but the story, at the very least, even if it's not exactly Shakespeare, but it absolutely keeps you invested. So, by all means, we're going to start, and hopefully, well, I was going to say we're not going to have much to say, but BB just requested to join, so that might change. Don't tempt me. I cannot make a story about your Greek journey. I was going to be used to research more Greek mythology. That's fine. And yeah, I kind of guessed you might have disconnected, Bond, so don't worry. All right, so I guess we'll welcome in BB Butter for now.
Hello.
And we shall start the review. So here is the Green Knight episode 6. And of course, with the new intro we just got introduced to.
I dig the song.
I don't know if I do necessarily actually, because it's like one of the things that I would use most likely for like underscoring a scene rather than as the main theme song for a series. But
No,
anyway,
it feels epic. Like I feel like I would want like an intro to feel powerful.
I mean, I'm not gonna. I mean, it obviously depends on the story. For this kind of story, it probably does work. Oh boy, I forgot the intro. Yeah, I also forgot that Tiara gets fourth billing, I guess, after Jet and Reggie. When you would think that position would have gone to Sunshine, but because the intro was made halfway through the series, Sunshine actually gets relegated, which speaks to how bizarre it is starting an intro for a series at the midpoint, because then you have at least like a little bit of footage beforehand, and also some implications of where you're going to go with the story. But you also kind of you also miss out on how the story was presented at first, because normally the introduction would be the first thing that you would see in the entire series. So if you put this intro at the start and didn't see Tiara for several episodes, it would not fit. That's what I mean.
Bon is me every time I join one of your streams.
Hmm. Okay. Oh, okay. So I was like, what are you talking about with Link and so? Okay, fair enough. Got it.
Man, what ugly hair.
I know. Yeah, it looks like someone just like shrunk down a couple of slides at a generic water park and stuck them on the side of their head.
What just happened?
She fell down over nothing. You see, clumsy characters tend to fall while stationary, didn't you know? Yes, the DL.
Epilepsy
aka
warming for anyone. Just, you know.
Yeah, what a great thing for the for the video themselves to alert about that.
It just starts throwing around the star. You gave up during this bit of the intro, and you know it. You just put in this intro, and you're like, you know, I want to make it even cooler. You put in like a star S, and it was like, if I just throw it around, surely that'll do the job, right?
Yeah, this is also an interesting intro moment, because this is the last time that this was made for the last episode that Sunshine is seen in this form, and then for the rest of the series, it seems like she stays as the in the Moonlight formation, as we have called it from the previous episode. If I said find a name funny a bit more and more with each episode. I've been reading the comments actually, and I saw that you were talking about about Tomi's name as well, and the fact that it's most likely a misspelling of Tommy, but we've just been rolling with it.
Dude, they're amazing, man. Tommy released a music video recently based on "I'm Just Kin," except it's him going over his marriage with Tubbo.
Okay.
Which is it's weirdly good too. I didn't think it would actually be decent.
Is it called I'm Just Tom?
Yeah, actually.
Of course it is. We did watch a series with a girl called Fluffy, yes. Episode 6. ... Best name. 10 out of 10. Get some rest. I'll take you home tomorrow. Sunshine. I couldn't save her. And here. You look cute. Tommy, what if they make fun of me again? Hey, don't worry, it'll be fine. Because I'll be there to save you. Okay, how is it that Sunshine has internal thoughts inside of Tomi's flashback? That's what I don't get.
They have a psychic link.
And they always did. Even back here, which is why he's able to remember that to establish that connection and remember her reading her mind.
Genuinely, if they actually put thought into that, and this feels like something that wouldn't even work in the series, but like, I'm just saying, now that I say that out loud, I can totally picture like a story about like two long lost, I don't know, siblings, lovers, friends, name something with a relationship. And they're both very much alive, but can't find each other for whatever reason. I don't know, maybe they're lost in another dimension or something. But they have like a psychic bond, and so whenever they having memories of each other or dreams or whatever, they can interact, but they can't actually reach each other. So you can just make it a big allegory about grief and moving on.
Except for the way you framed it, as if they were going to go on a quest to find each other, rather than...
Yeah, but they can't.
So the whole so the story is just is about them having this link, establishing that it is in fact the link, but they never are able to do anything about it, and that's
correct.
That's it. Okay. Feels that it feels like the plot of the Sea of Monsters if Percy decided to stay home.
No, but that's boring. This is an allegory for death.
But neither of them is actually. I mean, I feel like you don't need an allegory for death. Just make it death. Quite honestly.
Yeah, but like, sure, but like, I don't know. Everyone's kind of can't really think of like a cool story that I would do for like just, hey, here's death. Like, sure, whatever.
I would probably make it like a supplementary theme that goes on in the background of a larger story. That might be the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, things can't get better if I just sit here. I gotta save her. I'm coming, Sunshine. Hey, Sword, if you can, take me to Sunshine. It's like in Goblin Slayer Abridged. My sword is telling me to go this way.
There's
Never trust your eyes. Always trust the sword.
I don't remember this being a thing in the actual myths, but I mean, maybe it is, and I just don't know about that aspect of it. But God of War Ragnarok, which is based off the Norse mythology games, actually has a like sentient sword that's like flying around and is like helping in fights and is like actually has like connections with things, and like one tiny plot point that never really gets fully resolved is like Odin's like, dude, Thor, stop pretending like it's a living thing, but then as a player, like it is very clearly a living thing. Like I swear it felt grief at one point.
Yeah, when Mjolnir broke, it mourned the loss.
No, my lover. We were made for each other.
There is actually a similar plot in not to spoil too much, but in the a Very Potter musical trilogy, another Team Stalker thing I'll show you eventually. There is a love story between two pieces of clothing.
Oh, dude, imagine like a love story between a sentient sword and shield.
Oh yeah. But they're forced to fight on either side, and then it becomes like an issue with like an unstoppable force hitting an immovable object.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like the twin calls in Harry Potter.
Or like maybe one of them is like a family heirloom or something, and they're just like caught in the crossfire and is like nabbed, and so they're like opposite sides of war.
Yeah. It could even be a case of, you know, they get two siblings get one and the other in the inheritance, and then they eventually end up going to warring factions.
That'd be so cool. This is such a cool idea we've come up with. I want to do it now. This is great.
All right, yeah. We probably could, as long as we remember to find some way to actually enchant them. Yeah. Just be like the Merlin archetype or something, like the Royal Wizard.
Yeah.
That's an official position, Royal Wizard.
really just tie it in with like classic fantasy tropes by making it like a mentor and killing him like 10 minutes in.
I mean, either that or the Royal Wizard are the only one who actually survive, because wizards tend to live like a long time.
Yeah.
And then, like, you know, main character teams up with them to try and like fill in the rift or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I still have no clue how you get Fluffy from Florence. The backstory behind that was in one of the episodes, that because her hair was so fluffy when she was younger, her parents started calling her that, and then the nickname just stuck for the rest of her life, and she still goes by it. It was very clumsily pointed out in the episode.
That's right. I remember that was like half the episode spent to like really like shoehorn a piece of exposition about her past. I remember that now.
It wasn't quite half the episode, but it was the beginning. It was the first scene. And
it felt like half the episode.
Never came back again.
It felt like it.
I think because we spent so much time on it, that might be why it felt like half the episode. It might have been half the review. Just finished streaming the first 2 episodes of Has Been Hotel on Prime. How do I get my feelings? Gets 10 whips out of ring, kind of like that, you know.
We haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, once we get on to reviewing that on the Butter Bunch, because we did the pilot and the music video a couple of days ago. Once we get to the actual videos, you by all means you can discuss however far we end up getting. That must seem very interesting from what you've described. Anyway, Also, you hear that? Choo-choo, it's the backstory tray, which only arrived now for some reason. Actually, no. These two have had some flashbacks, Tomi and Sunshine, of how they first met. That's why we didn't get to see like who made fun of Sunshine before now, because it was actually, I think it was
No,
in
they're
episode
referencing
2.
the fact that a train is going by my house and they heard it honk.
Oh, okay.
That's why they all
I
started doing train references.
I see. Good thing it wasn't a Colleen Ballinger callback. Whoa, saw Deus Ex Machina. We're pulling a Princess Jacob. What? I don't think I wasn't. I referenced Goblin Slayer Bridge, not Princess Bride, unless that also happens in Princess Bride. That'd be what that's probably what they were satirizing, actually. The backstory. Okay, there we go. All right. I won't spoil it. Won't get copyright as official the show now. We're gonna do pre-recorded and see because then YouTube can, like run checks on the video and we'll like find out if there's any restrictions before the upload goes. It's not like in the olden days when they would just when the claims would come at complete random, even if the video was already posted and you would go to do nothing about it. They can still happen sometime later, but it's rarer nowadays.
Yeah, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the pre-recorded has been, and then we're gonna do live Hell of a Boss.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, again, just in case anyone doesn't know, that's not me swearing. That's straight up just the title of the show.
Yeah, exactly. It is a very obvious pun if you think about it for 2 seconds, but it is technically the actual name, so yeah. Who am I kidding? My sword doesn't work. Oh, the sword stayed behind, I guess. Interesting. But wow, it's nice to teleport to place. I don't know what the super wasn't complaining about, honestly. So, the peasant has returned. Wait, don't corrupt me! Shut up. I can corrupt whatever I want. Would it be whoever in this case? I think this was a bad idea. If you knew, why'd you do it? No one made you. What's the matter? You scared?
With you crawling on your knees like that with that kind of face, I'd
What's
be
the matter,
quite concerned
McFly?
too.
Chicken? Cheep, 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 cheep. I've seen the first episode of the songs I put up. Okay, yeah. We probably will. We enjoyed the pilot lot. Anyway. Please. Oh, well, I was not expecting. I'm just going to.
I know. I knew that face was getting there. Yeah, I knew it.
So moving back, yeah, that was.
Is this gonna be like a Catwoman and Batman dynamic?
I hope not.
Or where it's like they're arch enemies depending on the run, or usually enemies. But
oh, and actually, weren't they childhood friends in the Gotham series or something?
Yeah, I think so. It really depends
well,
on who's writing in which universe, but for the most part, they're enemies. Except Catwoman's also a femme fatale, and so they switch between totally into each other, one-sided, and hate each other very frequently.
Of course. Which, yeah, that may be the case, although knowing Midori Stories is more likely to be inspired by anime tropes, which kind of I don't want to speculate on what kind of anime might have that trope embedded. Moving on. Moonlight is just going to turn Tomi emo, just like the evil bad guys did to her. Oh, the horror. I'm shaking in my boots. Also, Bonnie did not allow it to be shown on screen. It just happened. Anyway. You're tasty peasant. What, you call ears peasants now? Does that mean I'm corrupted? I mean, something got corrupted today. What might not be like your moral alignments, but something.
Yeah, you're definitely not as pure anymore. I'll tell you that much.
Mm-hmm. No, it means you're my lunch.
I don't think she's saying in that aggressive of a tone, to be honest with you, man.
Oh, well, that just means you're my lunch.
No,
Nom nom nom.
I think she's saying in a very seductive voice, and if I need to be quite on the nose with you here,
I know,
Jacob,
I'm just messing with you.
if I need, you know.
Anyway, but anyways, come on, this is an Aiden segue. Say the word anyways and move on to the new topic. What are you doing? Taking you home. You know, if I touch you, you'll get corrupt. Then what
Does
you
the
just
tongue
did?
not count?
Yeah, is that how that works? If so, can I just be like, "All right, you're coming with me," or something like that?
Or is it like kind of how like making a deal with like the devil works, where it has to be the hand or something?
Maybe. By the way, I want to make a joke that happened one time when I was was doing like like playground games as in primary school. So I think it was actually when I think it was during Halloween where one guy was dressed up as the Grim Reaper or something. I didn't know about the whole like handshake, a handshake with death thing, but I could tell from the guy's tone of voice it was going in that direction. So because I could see the twist coming a mile away, I was like, oh, so you want to take something from your hand? Okay, fine. I just like pull the imaginary thing from the hand. It's like, and he goes, you gotta take the hand too. So then I just go, okay.
Just it's like a weird action hero moment. Just pulls out a machete. All right, I'll take the hand. Bam.
wait. Yeah, pretty much. That was how it went down. And then he had to explain the whole handshake thing, and I've never forgotten it since. And he then tried to just like randomly just like flick his hand at me. He's like, no, that's not gonna work. I know what you're doing now. I'm not gonna touch the hand with my hand. Anyway. Back to this. Even if that's true, at least you'll be fine. That implies that she's fine now, because I mean, she's not exactly, I mean, she's been corrupted, but she's not like harmed, right? And what criteria is fine in this case? Not in this location. She can teleport back and take you with her because you both be corrupted, and therefore would both want to leave immediately. So this entire action is completely pointless. Speaking of people who don't want to leave and want to stay here, hi, Aiden.
I thought you were going to be speaking of people who are completely pointless and useless. Aiden the best. Why?
Look, that did cross my mind, but I had no reason to be that mean in this segue.
I was like,
so,
dang, how could you?
Yeah, if I had known you were about to show up, that would have been my segue. That's the sort of sentence that I would say on a stream.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
but that's not part of Jacob's whole thing, so you know.
Yeah, no. Fool of a joke.
I like how it doesn't look like they're doing handshakes. It looks like they're just like doing like fist bumps or like.
It's like, well, you better take my hand now. All right, let's go, Shantan. I guess get out of here. It's like that. It's like that one.
Wait, are all their hands just that fist?
It's like that one song from. I don't know actually. It's like that one song from the Beetlejuice musical, like at the very beginning, where he's trying to get someone to say his name.
Beetlejuice.
And there's like one person. Yeah, exactly. Just constantly trolls him.
Yes. Because I'm sorry. Average. I don't know. It's like something like that.
That's such
song.
a good song. It's such a good song.
Yeah, I have not seen the Beetlejuice musical, but I have heard that song because of Gacha music videos.
It's good.
There's like, I think Beetlejuice the musical, like a show, like a live showing of it. It's like coming to my area like in July, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, you should make your own slime tutorial and send it over to Jacob.
How does that connect? How does that connect to what I just said? Oh, okay.
Does Beetlejuice make slime tutorials in the musical or something? Is that how that goes?
Depends on the showing.
Use promo code Beetlejuice 3 times at checkout.
It depends on the showing.
They just start singing "Slime" by Danny Gonzalez.
Slime. Couldn't you do it wise? Post that stuff up on YouTube.
Children can't believe their eye. Yeah. slime tutorial recording of a live show is the segue, apparently. I mean, of all the...
that was not... You were not meant to read that out loud.
Why? They are two almost unconnected
That's not
sentences.
really a thing you're able to do here, but...
What? Oh, why would I do that?
You know,
then?
people love doing
I wouldn't do that.
educational
That'd be horrible.
material.
Okay, this time I'm not messing with you. I'm completely lost of where this is going.
So apparently there's like a slime tutorial that you record because it's technically educational, therefore not copyrightable.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's what I meant.
But like I wouldn't do that because that would be mean. I have too much of a
you're
soul,
right, yeah.
okay? I have too much of a soul.
Uh-huh.
Not if you say Beetlejuice 3 times.
Yeah.
If I recall correctly, in Gacha Studio, you can't change the hands, just part of the poses. Yeah, I think what Ed was asking is if all the hands are like this all the time, because it
but you're
seems
so
like...
blocky and like fist-like for some reason. All
at least Sunshine's hand in this pose is fist-like. I think the poses had different hands that were personalized into them, and then obviously later Gacha apps would fix that.
By the way, I hate this Gacha art style. Like, I know it's part of the Gacha game, but I hate this Gacha game's art style. I think it looks horrible.
I mean, the creators didn't seem too fond of it because they updated it immediately.
They're like, oh yeah, now we're going back to full on chibi because this looks weird.
The only person who seems to prefer this art style is Lady Mania, because at one point she made a couple of Gacha videos to see how they would do. And she purposefully chose Gacha Studio for that exact reason.
I mean, I will say, I think they were smart in the regards of Gacha Life 2 of bringing back some aspects from this game, such as the hair shading, and like they even brought back hair highlights starting in Gacha Club. Like
they also brought back the battle mode in Gacha Club because they're supposed to be two separate games and then they were fused.
Yeah, so I mean, I did think they took the best aspects of his art style and transferred them over. It's just the art style as a whole isn't good, but there are good aspects. Again, like the basic shading on the thing on the character looks good. What?
I was trying to sing "Best of Both Worlds" and not that's like in the most like bizarre way possible.
I was confused.
Yeah.
I wonder if animated mouse were in this version of Gacha.
I don't think so. I've used Gacha Studio like once, but I don't remember. Who is this Sunshine you speak of?
My other girlfriend, totally.
You're kidding, right? What number?
But like, okay, like, tell me, look at those hands though. Tell me they don't look all chunky and weird. I know hands are hard to draw, but dang, I don't like the way they look.
Okay. You don't remember who you are? My name is Ebony Darkness Dementia Raven. And you will address me as such.
Yeah.
Who is this Sunshine you speak of? Why does that sound like some sort of fancy talk? To whom are you referring on this day? And apparently, no, there were no animated mouths.
Oh, dang.
Of course I do, peasant.
Dang.
Sorry, there's no comma. Of course I do, peasant. Oh, thank God, I thought. It's
Oh my God, it's Dark Moon, guys!
We made this joke 2 weeks ago during the last stream that we were going to call her Moonlight because of the fact it's the opposite of Sunshine, and they actually
honestly,
it's got to be the longest haul of like a call out or like a psychic moment.
Honestly, I think it would have been cooler if she used to name something like Eclipse or something because she eclipses the sun or something, you know.
That
something
would
like
actually
really
be way
cool.
more subtle. I think I also said like Nightshade Today, sort of the same idea because you know sunlight versus like nightshade. But
well, I mean, yeah, but at least that's a more unique anti-sunshine name, you know. Nightshade at least is more unique than Moonlight because that is the most obvious anti-name.
Which is why we came up with it as a joke last time.
That is
they
so
actually
obvious.
did it. Oh my goodness! What would Tommy's corrupted name be? Emot. Just tow me backwards. Let's just get out of here. See, even he doesn't have a response for this.
Just like, girl, what?
But she actually. Why did she actually follow him? What incentive does she
Isn't
have
she
to actually follow
evil?
him?
Isn't she
Yeah.
evil? I don't know much about the context of this, but dang, why would you follow him? If I was
maybe
evil, I wouldn't
she's
follow him.
maybe she's just hungry. She wants to eat those ears. I suppose.
Nice earlobes. Num.
Not even just the earlobes, but you were close.
No, I want to eat the earlobes raw.
We likes it raw. I still can't do a Golem impression. Anyway, and really, something like that. Did you give me a bit of powers? If I was it was you and me who jokingly called her Moonlight, maybe, maybe you have to like absorbing. Maybe after like being a viewer of Gacha review for so long, you've just like absorbing the powers from me a bit. I just have like this aura of psychic ability that ends up being picked up by people, I suppose. Anyway, just stay at home and don't break anything. This is like Sunshine's actual house. But she doesn't remember being Sunshine, so this, as far as she's concerned, this is really home for her. I do what I want, peasant, and I want to follow you, even though I probably have.
Why do you want to follow me, though?
Yeah.
What's your motive? Okay, what do you get for following me? Who cares?
The DL give me the weekends off, so I'm bored. Oh, it's not the weekend, never mind. They give me the weekdays off.
You know, actually, wait, that would be funny for a villain concept where a villain gets it, like, has to have mandatory days off from the boss. Be like, okay, you have to have Saturdays and Thursdays off. So, yeah, you can't be here or around any of the staff on those days. So go. And then they're just so bored. They start casually hanging out with the hero and be like, hey, what up? It's like, weren't you trying to kill me yesterday? It's like, I had today off. I'm bored.
Yeah, that's only when I'm on the clock, you see. Actually, there is a solid JJ video where all the villains have a day off at the same time as each other. Not the exact same concept, but yeah, like a villain henchman who just like, yeah, I'm bored today. What's going on? Tommy's even name would be Tommy. Oh yeah, exactly.
Ghost Kitty's writing down more of our ideas.
Yeah, definitely. That one doesn't have to be its own story. That would just have to be like a moment to like another thing. Like one of the pop series could have that as a joke at one point.
It's just like, dang.
Yeah. Also, they go to the same school, so
bring back food. Aren't you evil? Why don't you go steal some food? God.
Because she has a peasant to do it for her, of course.
Why are you doing her bidding? She's evil.
I mean, he hasn't agreed to do it. He's just walking away. He hasn't said anything as of yet. Although I'm questioning why he's not taking her to school, because if he wants to jog Sunshine's memory, going to the school they both attend might just do the trick.
Wait, genuine question. How did she become evil? Was it through magic, or was it through just like a conch on her head?
She was kidnapped, and I think that corruption happened off screen, but it is a magical corruption.
Okay, so I mean, I don't know if he knows if it's magical or non-magical, but normally magical corruptions can't be undone through normal methods. You normally have to find a magical method to undo the said magical curse or enchantment.
I don't know. It depends. I forget exactly how they handled it in Winx Club. I think it was a combination of multiple things, including jogging Bloom's memory.
Oh, I forgot about Bloom.
And also, since we're on the subject, I have more questions if she just got a bonk on the head and then turned evil.
Yeah,
that feels like a plot from Criminal Minds.
Well, okay.
This is one of those things that happens pretty frequently, but you have to be very careful not to make it seem lazy. Because Gravity Falls had something I would argue is in the same category, and was very lazy about solving it at the end.
I mean, it's more of a possession plot than a turning evil plot.
It was neither. You're thinking of the wrong thing.
Oh, wait, which episode or what season?
Last one or two. It involves fire.
Oh, that, yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's turning evil. That's kind of
No, I
don't
mean
know.
like
It's
more
hard to
so like
describe.
I mean more so the idea of like a magical curse because I feel like
Oh
that's
yeah.
kind of where that would lie.
I mean, to be fair, it was a prior established method how they used to deal with it. So, I mean, at least they didn't make up a method to deal with it in the moment, being like, oh, yeah, this has never been done before, or stated that can be done before, but we're going to do this now because that's the worst kind of method when people do it to deal
Yeah,
with
that was
problem.
fine. The problem though is because they solved it in like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, how they undid it, like,
Yeah,
in
that
like,
was where the issue was.
oh yeah, no,
You have to be
that I
careful not
100%
to.
agree. That was a problem because like McGucket had similar things done to his brain multiple times, and he never recovered or barely recovered.
Yeah.
But yet Stan easily recovers. Like, dang, okay.
Yeah.
No one's gonna get this. Jacob's so confused.
I imagine a lot of people will. The only reason I'm not saying it bluntly is because I still want to get Jacob to watch Gravity Falls at some point.
I know, right?
I
Yeah.
think most people probably get what we're getting at though.
Now that I
Yeah.
have Disney Plus, I'm able to do so. But I do remember we wanted to watch that at one point. I think also with Shorty, not like recording, but as
Has
a
Shorty
whole
seen
thing.
it?
Yeah, just as like a group thing.
Yeah. So
Has Shorty
yeah, once
seen it, or would it be just Jacob's the only one who hasn't seen it?
well we did like a couple of episodes together. So
Yeah.
yeah, once he's feeling better, we can sort that out. Oh, he said okay.
Yeah.
Now he's agreed.
Why are you helping her? She's evil.
Because
I mean, I know she's
because childhood friends, and he's trying to cure the corruption through acts of kindness and good.
doing what she wants doesn't do that. Just being nice to her is giving in to her demands. Like, I don't know. It's hard to describe. Like, giving in to her demands will just feed more of this corruption. If you show her general nice and kindness without her telling you to do something, that would be different.
Yeah, but I mean,
Like, if you get her like a bag of chips and she didn't even, and she may even briefly mention she was
to
hungry,
be
but
fair, there
didn't ask
hasn't
you to
been
get
a
food.
moment. To be fair, there hasn't been a moment yet in which that was possible to do. That might be a thing for later in the episode.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, by the way, while you were talking about Gravity Falls, I was waiting to put this comment on screen. I made superhero / pop series ideas on my list because of you guys. I don't mean Johnny or Eli. I mean you guys.
Yeah.
Listen, we say a lot.
I don't have
do.
any pops ideas per se, but I have so many superhero ideas that I still really want to put into fruition one day.
I mean, I have thought of pops ideas, but my main problem is
You should
since
create
I
your own
have
comic series, like your like line of comics.
my main problem with like the idea of working on making a pop series for my channel would be like the way I write is very dramatic and very story driven and a lot of drama and a lot of seriousness. And
That might actually be a good twist as far as like, because a lot of the pops content we've seen so far has been lighthearted. Not all of it before Bond brings up blues pops, I'm aware, but most of it has been on the lighter end of things. So having that as a contrast might actually be an interesting idea to go by.
Maybe.
For me, a lot of my superhero stuff ranges because because it's all very much inspired by certain eras. Is a big theme for me. So like some of it is more inspired by Golden Age stuff, which that was I mean, I guess by that time period it could have been considered a little bit dark. I don't know that anyone considers Golden Age superhero stuff dark by modern standards,
No, absolutely not.
But and then some of it is more inspired by like modern age stuff, and modern age stuff has had a very frequent trend of trying to be really edgy and dark and yada yada.
Honestly, so Pops gives me like Silver Age vibes of comics.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good like in between. That's like I guess it literally came out
it's
in between
mostly
the two,
comedic with some seriousness.
Yeah, I think his Silver Age was whenever the Comics Code Authority was a thing,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
That's when they're like, oh, we gotta be careful what we show kids, and it's like,
because everyone was watching. Because the problem is because at the time it was the same completely of video games now, right? Which is parents were like, oh, my kid is reading comics, and that's gonna turn him into a terrible person, and so then someone made the Comics Code Authority, which every comic had to be pushed through to get like a stamp of approval, which is why a lot of comics you'll see like a stamp of like the AAA at like the top or whatever, or like or you know, something along those lines. I forget what the exact symbol was. But it's like approved by the Comics Code Authority. And after a while, people realized that because the rules were so unbelievably strict, they couldn't write stories that they wanted. So you had a few people that started to revolt, like Stan Lee was one of the big ones who actively went against them. And they kind of got backlash for a little while. And then eventually the Comic Code Authority, after realizing a revolt was literally happening before them, they removed some of the rules, but at that point the damage was already done. And so eventually it went away. And so then like the last quarter of the Silver Age was whenever you got some of the darker stories just coming back out of nowhere because everyone got really tired of writing. And then the goofy little villain got defeated and the cops saved the day. Woohoo, we love authority, everyone. Big blue guys. Woohoo!
Authority. Down with authority.
One of the rules, by the way, you weren't allowed to show the cops being bad. And I think that was
Wait,
what it was.
seriously?
Yeah,
Oh.
that was one of the rules. You were not allowed to show the cops in any negative light unless, and I think this bit was a later revision, but the only exception was you have to show them in like the same issue being punished because most cops aren't bad. And so they'll save the day the second they realize one of them's gone rogue.
I can see why they would include that one.
But for a while,
during
it
the
was
60s, right? I'm pretty sure that's when the Comic Code Authority was.
Yeah, it was around there.
Yeah, I don't think that's a great time in America to have the comics not be able to show.
I'm not saying it was. I'm saying I get why they introduced it. I'm not agreeing with the assessment.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
No,
that was just a rule that existed. I'm not sure.
But I'm just like, dang, knowing the time period. Oh God, that sounds horrible.
Yeah,
because,
that's why That's also why, because you weren't allowed to show terroristic acts either. There's like a weird gray area of stuff you were allowed to do. It wasn't allowed to be too off the wall, so it was very like picky what did or didn't pass. But that's why the Joker had that weird period of being like really cartoonish because he wasn't allowed to be a true villain for a while.
You wouldn't want the Joker doing horrible stuff and being a very terrible person and killing people.
As long as he's getting laughs and being chaotic, I'm sure he was fine with it. The audience probably weren't, but you know, Joker himself, he'll manage.
Listen, I like when the Joker's able to take it a little bit far. I like how the Joker, when Joker's able to take it a little bit far, but not too far. Because there have been times where I feel like the Joker, writing wise, has took it too far.
Yeah,
like it needs to be far enough where it's basically a dark joke for the Joker.
Yeah,
you know, he does something horrible,
nowadays
but it's funny to him.
Option for him to go too far.
Yeah,
and not all the time, but at least. But now people get that variety, so you know, different audiences get different interpretations, and we have a little bit more of a mixture now. Which leads me back to what I was going to say, BB. If you do end up making a line of comics and stuff inspired by different ages, that would actually be kind of an interesting idea because obviously the different ages were defined by the fact they didn't happen simultaneously.
Yeah,
making multiple inspirations and putting them together, that would actually be a fresh angle, I suppose.
I have this like one shot like that I've had in my head for ages, and I don't even know if I'll make this shot, but it's kind of a good idea of where I would want to take things, which is like, because everyone has like the superhero versus superhero arc, right? At some point.
I mean, that doesn't feel like it should be a requirement, but I've seen frequent examples, yes.
And so I really like the idea of like a noir kind of like dark Batman, like Inspector Gadget inspired character facing off against like American Way, Superman, Golden Age, big, bright, colorful. And I really like the idea of like,
I think that's where the whole inspiration of Batman and versus Superman came from in the first place.
But I like the idea of like
not the movie, the idea.
Yeah, but I like the idea of like the colors also reflecting the age. And so you have like the noir, whenever he like shoots his gun, it's like designed that way, in a way that like the way that the bullet is going, it's like infecting the bright colorful world with like a watercolor kind of like gray and dark as it's going.
You could definitely have it primarily take place in two separate locations. One of the home to each of the different protagonists, and have them appear in each of the different worlds that they inhabit. Possibly
Yeah.
to try and find a way to take the other one down, to understand the home term. Know thy enemy and everything. And then
You
they
know,
realize,
you know,
oh,
like,
I can see where they're coming from now.
you know, they
And,
kind of did something similar. They kind of did
that's how we
something
get
like
that
that.
universe's Justice League.
They kind of did
Just the
something.
two of them, though.
They kind of did something similar in Static Shock to having two very different cities designs. So, like, you have Static Shock, which is just a plain old normal city, blue skies and stuff like that. But then Static goes to Gotham, and like the sky's red, the city's a lot darker and stuff. Like, dang.
As
So
soon as he said Static goes to Gotham, I knew where that was heading.
Yeah,
it's like, dang, the aesthetic just completely flipped.
Yeah. There's some cool stuff you can do with color, especially whenever it comes to comics that I've been kind of intrigued in doing. That's one of the big reasons why I wanted to do the ages, partly because I wanted to see like how I could do like a more modern take of like the ideals and stuff, but also because I really want to experiment with the color.
I mean, I've been wanting to do like a noir detective story for a bit. Basically, the gist would be this female detective works like at this like police station or whatever, and like this car accident happens, and the mom of her friend is found because her mom was driving, but her friend's missing, and there's no evidence of where her friend went. So the female detective ends up actually looking for her friend and ends up unraveling this mystery about what caused the car accident. Was it planned? Who's behind it? What's going on? There's something fishy going on, that
Little
whole
mystery
thing.
series, yeah.
Of
Yeah,
course,
and it would be stylized in like black and white, where basically where I would just make everything just black and white.
That
just
is
the
almost a requirement for noir films and
Yeah.
such.
Yeah.
But yes, that's what it means.
Yes.
A little bit of jazz and rain.
I don't know.
If you need I was gonna say if you need a grizzly narrator, I just realized use the protagonist. I was gonna volunteer myself. Never mind. I've had this noir voice for a long time. Never really.
And I've really been wanting to use it one day.
I mean, to be fair, if I do make that eventually, it would be voice acted. So Jacob, you could probably be a character in there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I could be someone. I could be a person
the police chief that smokes all the time. Like
I can be a person who's either that or I'm a person who's being like interrogated by the detective, but I just then hijack the narration. It's like, wait, I'm the narrator. Let me have this, okay?
So Wilford Mother Lovin' Warp Stash moment.
I thought I knew exactly where my life was heading. Oh, the whole straight path. That's all that I saw. And it's what I saw that night, just before the collision happened. Suddenly, it's like life itself, an obstacle, presents itself midway, and all you can do is tackle it head on. Then you see like the crash actually happen in flashback mode.
Yeah.
No, I don't know how I survived. I don't even know if I deserve to. All I know is I have no idea what happened to that girl.
Yeah, no, Wilford Motherlode Warstash had a similar thing. Because one of the big things about some of like the biggest like prequel Markiplier projects is that it's set in like the house in the Upside Down. It's like reality warping demon like cosmic stuff. And Wilford, because he's so like his mind is so shattered by the events that happen there, doesn't play by the script anymore because he literally can't follow it. But someone like Abe, still has enough sanity that he's able to be under its like strings entirely. And so Abe's doing this whole like detective story trying to find the evil murderer Wilford. And then whenever he catches Wilford's just speaking in the monologue, and Abe's like doing double takes, and at a point they're like, what? How are you doing that? And then they just straight up start screaming in their own heads, like in the same like monologue. Just no one's talking, just hear ah.
That feels like that one person in a stage play that either forgot their lines or memorized someone else's, and then panicked when it came to their scene. Anyway,
So
also Can I point out how Moonlight has heterochromia? I believe that's how it's spelled, but Sunshine just had blue eyes.
Yes.
So the grey/grey, however you spell it, eye corruption. Maybe this was like 1 year after Emerald Secret, so it's possible that could have been inspired by the Emerald Eyes. But yeah,
Anything green eyes is just
Green is
automatically Emerald
evil.
Secret.
Honestly though, I'm surprised you're not purple because I feel like purple tends to be viewed as evil. Like when we're dealing
There's a
with
lot of
situations
colors
like
that have been considered evil, though. You have like purple, which has the same thing as green, which is frequently used for like magic and stuff. Purple is also used for like shadows and
There's
cloaks.
purple, green,
in
and
Gacha,
red.
red or purple. In
Well,
Gacha, red or purple usually.
There's also yellow, which if you go back far enough, sometimes symbolizes things like betrayal.
I mean, in nature, it symbolizes danger.
Like poison and stuff.
Yeah.
It's probably why wet floor signs are yellow, actually.
Well, I mean, yellow's also a bright color, and it draws your attention. So,
speaking of noir detectives, I always did like how they did Spider Noir. I believe that was his name in the Spider-Verse movies. Yes, it was.
Yep.
Why does that sound like a mum who granted a little too many cigarettes? Can I make that joke? Yeah, not to mention cigarettes.
It's noir. You have to have like
I might have to mark
something.
that down later in the video, but it won't like restrict any ads or such.
You know what? Whatever you do, just do not use the British word for cigarettes.
I don't think Ozkid even knows that that word is different over here.
Yeah, which that must be weird going there. Like if I ever go
actually,
there,
that's a good point actually, and I've always kind of wondered that. I don't mean to go off too much into this one. It is just simply like a yes or no on this one. Is it still used as a slur, or is that slur not even like a thing there because of the way that it's used before?
Like I've heard the complete word like being used as a slur, but like 10 years ago, it's been a long time.
Right, because it's like if
I was
it's
mostly
like
in secondary school as well, so
yeah, I've always been curious because I knew that was a term for that, so I was like, is that still a slur as well, or
it might be, but I just haven't heard it. Anyway, is there like some type of cure?
Yeah, therapy.
To be honest, I don't know. Well, I mean, if it's shock therapy, Kaminari is right here, so by all means. ... But I do know she's not fully corrupted.
How do you know?
Well, I guess from the eyes, maybe, if Ghost Kitty's right.
Have you met her?
No. Oh, it takes 1 day for a corruption to finalize.
Okay, so you gotta hurry.
That's pretty fortunate then that Tomi decided to leave just like last night, and also that shadow person wasn't thinking about the corruption finalizing when saying to Tomi to just stay
here's
put.
The thing. If it takes 1 day to finalize, if I was corrupting someone, I would chain them to a pole and keep them locked in that room and not let them escape until the corruption finalized. Then be like, okay, you go. I don't care now.
Potentially, although if we're going by the implication from the scene where we saw Moonlight for the first time in this episode, chaining might not have been the most agreeable course of action for the person doing it. Anyway,
one day.
That means time's almost up.
Oh God, love at your eyes.
No apostrophe.
Look at your eyes. Oh God.
Yeah.
Why is like the pupil? Why is your like eye pupil like a heart, but it's like in the center of your eye, but like it looks weird.
That is true. That is a heart, but I think it's meant to. It's a surprise just to show like there's a shock in this case.
I don't like the way the pupil looks. Like it doesn't make sense, but okay.
Is this Sunshine's secret brother? Not to my knowledge, because they also just met him recently.
His name is Daybreak.
Once he's fully corrupted, her memory is fully wiped, and she becomes a DL soldier.
Yeah. Sunshine and Radiance.
A DL soldier? Dang. Why can't you just come out?
What? Is that like a term for closeted people, a DL soldier?
Sort of. Basically, on apps, sometimes.
I've never heard of that.
Someone will be DL, which is down low. Basically where they want to do stuff but not
They're
to be
keeping it on the
public.
down low because they're not out yet. I can imagine
Yeah.
that, but where's the soldier part come in?
And
Oh,
I'm
it's just okay. It was just the DL part. Fine.
Just the DL part was part of the joke, honestly.
Okay, just checking. Sorry, I had to make you explain the joke and have it lose its power. Referring to Tommy's eyes, those are usually used as scares. That's crazy eyes, if I recall correctly. Okay, that makes sense in this context, the scared part. Anyway, what if you just transfer the corruption? I did get rid of it entirely, but sure. I guess you could just go transfer half of it to give yourself like 2 extra days or something.
Well, I mean, I think it would be like transfer the corruption onto someone else, but you know.
Well, yeah. The only way to do that is if he takes it from her. The only way to transfer. So you're saying the only way to transfer corruption
is to absorb it.
Corruption. That was
no. Well, I think the implication. I think what they're going for here is they're stating, well, he can transfer it, but when he transfers it, it's only going to be able to go to him. He can't put it on another person. Can't put it on an object. It has to go to him.
I'll do it. That's ridiculous. I
don't
care. Because of me, she's corrupted. Only if I was there to save her. You mean if only.
Oh God! What are those tears? Those tears don't even look well.
They are Gacha Studio tears.
They look horrible.
That is why they were changed. She would be okay. If it's what you want to do, then so be it.
Oh God, you're about to be willing to corrupt yourself? Oh, that's okay by me. Like, dang.
I mean, we are your close friends. Why would we ever talk you out of this?
Yeah, why would we ever try to find another way?
Yeah, find other solutions.
Just like, why are we jumping to, hey, let's just transfer it out of her into me, you know? Like, listen, you have time. You have at least a few more hours at the very least to come up with a better plan.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to compare this to Once Upon a Time. Again, I'm bringing up the show. So, in that show, there's this thing called the darkness. The darkness infects someone and they become the Dark One.
And we have warlock. That too.
Right. But here's the thing. The only way to get rid of the darkness is to kill the Dark One with the Dark One dagger, which is that's what they're vulnerable to.
Man, they really got lazy with naming, didn't they?
Yeah, it's a thing. But basically,
the only weapon that can destroy me is one named after me.
But the Dark One dagger, but the Dark One himself, after a while, with so much darkness, will eventually start to die because his heart is just filled with too much darkness. It was a whole ordeal. But
so essentially, this is a villain going to be defeated by doing nothing?
Not really, because once he, quote-unquote, dies or the darkness gets let out of him, it just becomes a swirling form of darkness where the only way to get rid of it is someone to take on, or the darkness itself will seek out the dark person with already the darkest heart in the area and take on them.
It's just the classic thing of there can't be any darkness without light or something. I guess
it's a combination of Luke and Kronos and Credence from Fantastic Beasts.
But basically, the main character, Regina, the Evil Queen, has throughout. This is at the end of season 4.
Mean Girls
has been working to redeem herself and become a better person because she was very horrible. But then when Rumpelstiltskin dies, the darkness comes out of him and it starts swirling around her and is about to consume her. Emma, the savior, or the light one, basically, used the Dark One dagger to take on the darkness herself so Regina doesn't have to become evil again due to the darkness. But in the case of that situation, it was an immediate problem.
I thought you said the darkness escaped, that it couldn't be contained by the dagger. It was the Dark One that was affected by the Dark One.
Yeah, well, she contained it by becoming the Dark One with the dagger, by touching it.
So the Dark One could be destroyed by the dagger, but the way to become the Dark One is to touch the dagger?
Yes. The Dark One dagger could also kill... Listen, I'm not explaining it the best. But basically, in this situation, this darkness was going to engulf Regina. So Emma decided to use it, and it decided to take on this darkness to save Regina. But it was in a more immediate situation, is what I'm saying.
Right.
It was either Regina goes down, or someone else goes down, and Emma was willing to sacrifice herself to save Regina. So it was a whole thing. But the fact is, it was an immediate situation. But him being willing to sacrifice himself in this situation, it's not immediate. It's not like, if I don't do it right now, she'll be corrupted. It's, you have a bit more time to think and plan it out. If worse comes to worse, that's one thing. But, it seems like you're kind of jumping the gun. Like, you're so willing to throw yourself on the sword without thinking about it.
Okay. I mean, yeah, because basically those time is running out because it has been almost a day since this happened. But there's still like a little bit more. There's still time for a few more options to be thrown around at the
But
very
also,
least.
But also, say the darkness were transferred on him, or this corruption was transferred on him. How would that give him a day time? Would that give him a single day before it became permanent and reset the clock?
Ideally.
So hypothetically, they could bounce it around until they find a
Hot
permanent
potato.
deposit.
Okay, the way that I am, well, I mean, the thing is that a person would not want to bounce it around. So if only one of them knows how to transfer something, that's it, you're done. But also, I imagine it works the same way that you would see you have like a contagious disease, for example. You can catch a cold from someone, but you develop like the symptoms in the same process. It might take a while to manifest. And it gets worse progressively over time. It might because it has to adapt to your specific body.
Yeah, but I have a feeling if once it takes on the darkness, it'll become permanent. And I feel like that's what the carrier is going to go for.
But assuming he even gets that far, because obviously there's 6 more episodes after this comes out, so presumably he doesn't take on anything permanent until then.
Well, evil hero arc, obviously.
Well, obviously.
Yeah, obviously, evil hero arc. That's what we're going for.
Right. Also, those were the only tiers in besides one set of crying eyes we do use for baby characters. Yeah, the same crying eyes that I used for Morwenna one time and instantly regretted from the never used again.
Man uses terrible-looking crying eyes for Morwenna, instantly regrets it.
Indeed.
Have you not seen the Doorman thumbnails? And titles. That's what they are.
Oh, I have. Yeah.
Oh yeah, basically it's like gold digger cheats on her fiance and instantly regrets it.
And then usually actually takes like a little bit of time. They set up the cheating first and then they set up the repercussions.
Yeah. Good luck, bro. I know you're about to sacrifice yourself, and we're not doing anything to stop it or help you out, but good luck.
Just gonna admire the sun reflection on this character right now.
Sun. Call her by her current name. She's not Sunshine right now.
She's not gonna respond to that.
She's been turned evil, so she's currently Moonlight. Okay.
Yeah. No one responds to their dead name, except B because it sounds exactly the same.
It sounds the same phonetically. Spelling wise, it's different, but phonetics.
It had a couple stages to it. For the record, my whole dead name is actually significantly longer.
Okay, but even when you were using the dead name, did you use your whole dead name?
What? No, he had the dead name, and then there's the nickname of the dead name, and then I chopped off the 2 first letters of the nickname and then replaced it with a new letter.
Yeah. Now if someone tries to dead name, you have to specify with a C. It just makes them look like instantly worse.
Like, like, dang.
Anyway, this lighting on a Gacha Studio character, it definitely seemed like it. Unless the background reflection was just tricking me, but I don't think it was.
I think it was tricking you. Anyways, let's see him run in this single pose and just kind of glitch through the room.
I think Aiden is on a kick of just berating the visuals.
It looks horrible. What?
Corrupted people don't sleep on beds. We sleep on hard floors. That is the evil way. Evil people sleep on hard floors. It is canon now.
What? What is she doing? Why is she
She's-
blushing? Why is
she's-
she sleeping there?
Because evil people sleep on hard floors. It is the law.
Okay.
Beds are reserved for good people as a sign of comfort.
It even has 2 pillows built for 2 people.
But I mean, yeah. Only 2 people can occupy this space, not 1. It must be 2 or 0. Balance must be kept. Always 2 there are, a master and an apprentice. Anyway, we evil people.
Son, she isn't even responding. Oh, like why is she responding to that name? She's not even.
Well, she responded because she heard someone
Oh.
next to her while she was asleep. If someone came into the room and called you Dave, you would still like react to it, even like if you were just asleep in the moment, because you'd be like, "What are you doing in my room?"
No, I'll be asleep.
What if they yell to you, Dave?
I wouldn't wake up. I'm a hard sleeper. Okay.
Dave's not home. Come back later.
Okay,
Or,
fine.
no, I'm a heavy sleeper.
I
I'm not
actually
a
get
hard
that
sleeper. I'm a
reference.
heavy sleeper. Bang. That I used the wrong word.
Yeah.
Heavy
But
sleeper.
They start like violently shaking you. Dave, get up! You gotta get up! It's Batman. You gotta get up, Dave. It's like I'm not Dave. Oh, wrong house. Sorry. Yeah, Dave's my neighbor. Oh, okay. Thank you, citizen. Off to do some justice, stopping crime. Goodbye now.
Can you give a good night kiss at least?
Batman doesn't kiss.
I'm tired.
What's your opinion on cats?
Okay, sometimes Batman kisses, but we don't talk about that right now. We're on a break. I caught her
Wait
robbing
until the next writer comes in.
I caught her robbing a jewelry store, so I had to end the relationship.
Well, when
She
she
said
gets
she
out
would
of this,
change, but she lied to me.
she said she would change again for the
But I'm into
27th
bad
time.
girls.
Don't worry, I can fix her later.
Batman is just an I can fixer kind of person. Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Depends on the writer, but kinda.
God, Batman is Yuki from Taming the Bad Boy. Batman
No, but
kisses
see,
are reserved for
that's the
superhero
thing. She's not
kitties.
even a superhero half the time.
Yeah, she's like an anti-hero at best.
Yeah, it depends on the comic run. Sometimes she's a superhero. Most of the time, it's either straight up villain or anti-hero.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she literally is part of, like, the Gotham City Sirens, which is a Greek mythology reference. It's literally her, Harley Quinn, and Poison Ivy going around with their looks looking and just causing mayhem.
Oh, I've heard references to that in the Harley Quinn series, actually.
Season
Anyways.
4 of the Harley Quinn show was bad, okay?
That is not what I was getting at.
Yes. But yeah, no. At this point, I feel so weak.
Well, you did just wake up, so that kind of works. Don't worry, I'm here, sunshine.
And I'm in love with you because I have hearts in my eyes.
Bad peasant. My name is Moonlight.
Oh. It's gonna be a male soldier soon.
Your eye. There you go. Ghost Kitty, you're right. Well, it was about the eye.
You're
Corrupt me now.
what?
Man,
What?
you never want to say that. Okay, if we did a super cut, all right, you have
Okay.
You have her
So
like
what?
seductively crawling towards him, looking him in
Yes.
the ear, and then you cut forward to him standing up, thrusting his bottom forward and going, "Corrupt me now!"
Oh, so you want me to corrupt you? Do you? Have you heard of this website called Tumblr?
I hear.
Behold!
I hear Shorty has a lot of interesting fan fiction on there.
How about X? You mean the replacement for Twitter? No.
All right.
Roses are
Okay.
reds. Cacti are prickly. Holy crap, that escalated quickly.
I love how you auto-corrected like "holy cow," which is infinitely better to say. Like Bot is actually trying here.
I
Anyway,
can't read.
is she blind now? Oh yeah, more possible presentation. I don't think that's what we're getting up with the eye. I think it's the
No.
eye symbolizes the corruption in this case.
Okay, he screams corrupt me now by putting his hands up, showing his
Which is
whole
also,
body. His
which
whole
is
body
also
to her.
which is also a terrible method because what he wants to do is transfer her own corruption into himself. But if she's going to spread corruption, she's going to keep it for herself and have it manifest in him
Now they're just-
separately, so they just both be corrupted. Unless he knows for a fact that if someone else corrupts you, that they end up being like instantly cured, which he doesn't.
No, you see, the obvious incantation is you go up to a corrupted person and put your hands in the air and go, "Corrupt me now!" That's the obvious incantation.
You know,
It's an
it's
exorcism.
especially worse that he's saying this in a bedroom.
I know, right? Like, and she's on her knees blushing.
Yeah, this
No.
God, no, I didn't realize
This
that
whole
either.
situation looks gross without any
There's no
context.
way they made this, and there's no way they made this frame and didn't see what they were doing.
Well, again, anime tropes. Why?
Oh my god!
Because your peasant wants to help. Why is that? What? Okay, I've never understood this. Why do so many people forget apostrophes where they should be and put them randomly where they shouldn't?
Want is to help.
One is to help, indeed.
Exactly. What-
That's like a Shakespearean thing.
Yeah, but like people are like I can confirm. Like I've been to American elementary school. I know for a fact that they teach you what an apostrophe
They do.
is supposed
Yeah,
to
no,
be
I have no
for.
idea how this sort of thing happens. I will say,
Yeah.
I've never seen people besides Gacha put apostrophes in the wrong places. I have, however, seen people neglect apostrophes entirely. In fact, I remember a year ago, I believe it was, or maybe even this year, I don't know. It was very recently, though, all things considered. Someone at school goes, "So what's that like opposite of a comma thing that we're supposed to use?" Like they didn't know what an apostrophe was.
Ah, yes, the opposite of a comma. What is it? I don't know.
I would have thought the opposite of a comma would be a period, personally. But
Like we're talking about an age range of high school / college students does not know what an apostrophe is.
to be fair, like that sounds like over here when I found out that people didn't know, like in secondary school, they didn't know what like a noun or an adjective or a verb was, because that stuff is drilled into you in Spain. Because obviously
yeah.
we've got like verb conjugations and a bunch of other stuff. We do like analyses of different sentences and such. Like we dive deep into syntax repeatedly.
Yeah,
I mean, admittedly, a little bit to an excessive degree, but at least as far as like you know what a noun and a verb and adjective is, you most of the time you can sort of get by.
Yeah,
However,
I
got to year 10, it was like, what's a noun? It's like, what? How? And all of the like foreign students and me knew what the one was. So it's definitely a unique issue to the UK.
Well, no, see, because in America, well, actually, I say that this might be a me thing. I haven't like done a survey. I myself, I know synonyms, antonyms, adjectives. And that's what I know.
What about nouns and verbs?
Who knows what those are?
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
No,
normally we covered nouns first and then adjectives and verbs.
we went over these plenty of times. I can't remember what they are because they never come in handy. Like I don't need to know what the terms are to use them.
I guess.
No, there was a similar thing that you had though that I had with reading class whenever I had moved schools a couple years back, and this was back when I was in middle school, but I'd gone to reading class at the new school, and as it turned out, they were a couple months behind from what I had already learned at my previous school, so it felt real nice just showing people up because the lesson they were doing, for instance, was like conflict, so like man versus nature, right? Man versus man, that sort of stuff. And I just knew him, and so and the reading teacher's like, "Wait, man, you know a lot of these." I'm like, "Yeah, we learned about these like 5 months ago."
Yeah.
So peasant trees here. Haha.
Course.
What happened with your mic, Aiden?
I muted for a second because I had to blow my nose. Do you want me
Yeah.
to do that on stream?
No, I want you to fix your mic. Why is it so much
Referring
worse
to the fact that
quality?
it sounds different now to when
Oh.
you done it before. Yeah.
I'll go
Okay.
check.
Anyway, your peasant tree wants to help. Yes, exactly. Well, okay.
This isn't getting better. Stop these frames. Your peasant wants to help you.
It looks like
While she's kneeling, he's standing in a bedroom.
Is it
of
better now?
corruption, To which
It looks
she
like
then
she's gonna
leans her head
headbutt
closer
him.
to his crotch. This is not good.
It looks like she's gonna headbutt him, I swear.
This isn't good. And yes, it does sound better, Aiden.
Okay, well, you know what? I'd rather have someone's head pointing there than a knife.
Oh God!
I like how this went from weirdly sexual to I'm going to cut something off.
I guess this is how the corruption works.
Don't say that. Do not say that
people
after
who
what
are
I
corrupt-
just said, Jacob.
People who are corrupted.
Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, I love how this serves as sexual castration, and the response is, oh, maybe that's how this works.
Bon, yes, it does. Look, she was facing completely downwards like this. What's she gonna do? Go exactly. That's what it looked like.
No, she's gonna raise her head, or at least she would have before she pulled out a knife.
But
from
she
that
had
area.
her head raised earlier and then lowered it.
Yeah, to move closer.
So what? I'm gonna miss you, Sunshine. Please tell me what is gonna happen next. I'm kind of worried.
Well, I mean, if he's gonna lose his memories and his thoughts and such, then he's not gonna be. It's not gonna be him anymore. So yeah, he's gonna.
No, but I mean, like, how are they gonna spread the corruption? Like, is she gonna bleed? Is he gonna bleed?
At this point, I'm not sure I want to know.
Well, we're about to see. I'm sorry. I never told you. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, okay. Now you're going back down.
Do better than me, Sunshine.
No!
Stop floating. I know you. I can't do it. I'm not animated to move closer.
Yeah.
They haven't worked that out yet in the Gacha studio. And yes, I too blame Gacha Studio for the headbutt thing from earlier, and also the floating. Because I mean, the thing is, like, unless you did like multiple layers and such, yeah. Curse you, Gacha Studio. When your arc is forced by limited budget. What? Why? Because Aaron. I mean, because I love
you. I love you. That's what happens.
Sunshine. Come on, get up. Get up. Let's go out for a snack. You were supposed to bring food back for her. Did you forget that?
What?
Actually, you know,
what is that face?
That is true. I think, again, if this is supposed to be the scared eyes from back in the day, I think he's scared now rather than being like crazy. It's like, let's go for some snacks like in the olden days. Like, I joined this, and Gacha Studio is. I think that sums it up, Avenue. Honestly, it sums it up. You don't have to fit it. Yeah, let's get a snack.
No,
so I think she already got one.
What?
And then let's walk to school to go. Did you just get back from school? You just.
They forgot that plot point. They're actually late to school, as a matter of fact.
Well, she's dead. I'll prepare the coffin. Call the Reaper. Need to dig the whole thing. Wow, everyone's prepared for this. Like, my goodness. Just me and you. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. He's just like crying his eyes out. Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I. Goes Super Saiyan. Oh, is it in this classroom in the sky? I got the lyrics wrong. I thought it was building castles in the sky for some reason. I should know. I parodied that song in 2016. I should have known about that.
I swear it was Castle. I think that's just Spawn parrying it. Wait.
Oh, maybe. Oh, because of school. Yeah, that makes sense. Dude can yell. Yeah, I can't yell right now because it's late at night. Otherwise, yeah, I'd be doing like, get up, get up, get up.
Also, Jacob.
It is Castles, yeah, okay.
Also, Jacob, I think you have to approve this in the Moon Girl remake script, but I put in Julius's and Reina's designs. Code.
What? Oh,
I import the codes.
That's relevant.
okay. No, it's because he said you said improve instead of import. So
Import.
I was like, hold on,
I
I might have changed some lines. Did something happen?
No, I imported.
It's like my reflex like kicks in because like I remember some people had told me like I've either made like a mistake in like a episode that came out or something like that. It's like, wait, where? Hold on, what happens?
Oh yeah,
Going
right.
to, like,
That
alert mode.
time Rady and Julius decided that they were crap. Where do I? The time Rady and Julius
Where do I go with this joke?
got pregnant with each other's babies.
Oh, what? Oh, so both. Yeah, that would have been a huge mistake.
What do you mean?
Well, on a scientific level, for one of them, certainly.
No, one of them is trans. Confirmed.
Well, wouldn't the other have to also be for that?
Oh yeah, I guess yeah, they're both trans.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if Julius were female to male trans and Reina was just cis female, that would, I guess, balance that out. Anyway, if I've seen Stoops, there's two versions. There's it. Oh. Okay. Actually, no. I'm not referencing Stoops. I'm referencing the thing that Stoops was referencing, which is the Just the Two of Us song by Will Smith. That was the one that's where Why Did I Say Okie Dokie came from.
If you don't know who that is, he's the guy who slapped the other guy on TV.
It was like 2 years ago at this point.
I was gonna say I like to hope that Will Smith's legacy extends beyond that, but
I don't. I think that is just the funniest legacy after how successful of a career he had, and that's the legacy he's left with. That'd be the funniest thing.
I suppose, but oh my goodness. Anyway, Gotcha Grim Reaper. Sure, I'll pick up the body. We're gonna bury the body. Anyway. I can't live without you. You're mine.
Oh God!
Is this where the corruption comes in? Only mines. What did Monet write this script? Why is there random plural here?
Dang.
The only people who talk are Monet and Gollum.
Mine's precious.
To be continued.
Why
right
the
now.
face?
But why the face? Because it's a sad ending, you see. What is going to happen to Sunshine at the halfway mark of this series?
It's like a cue card for like a live show. Like whenever it's like, hey guys, I need you to clap like you care. Laugh.
Kind of, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mine's precious. It's weird how my precious is like one of the only things that Gollum says normally, ever. Okay.
Golem really likes coal mining.
Oh dear. I mean, I guess what are the goblins doing underground most of the time? They gotta have some currency, I suppose. Anyway, that was episode 6, and I did prepare episode of building because I thought that we wouldn't have much to say, much like last time. It's kind of like breeze through the episodes, but it does seem like as the story is trying to get a little bit more, let's say, ambitious, there ends up being much more to comment on.
I think that's a good thing generally.
Well, in this case, the things to comment on have been the anime tropes, the nature
I
of
mean, yeah, the comments aren't great, but I'm just saying. I think the general goal is, hey, we want people talking about our stuff if it's ambitious, right? I'm just saying.
I suppose, but like if you were the creator, you probably wouldn't want them to be talking about it for bad reasons,
No,
unless you're
probably
Tom
not.
Green. So so yeah, it seems like a little bit of a falling back. Not to mention as well because of the fact that it seems like they're making several leaps in logic as to how corruption actually works or was supposed to work.
I don't think they thought the concept of corruption through. I think they like threw it in haphazardly.
Which is weird because, like, I mean, if you're going to dedicate an entire episode to this concept, you think you would iron that out. I can understand if it was like a supplementary theme, but this is very clearly it's the thing that ripped apart like the two best friends that possibly might want to become something more because childhood friends and another anime trope that they like to do a lot. But don't worry, because I did say it's episode 6 and 7, and episode 6 and 7 you shall receive. So let's see how this continues and whether or not Sunshine survives the middle mark portion of this.
Wait, before you start it, I have a theory of how the next episode is going to begin.
Okay.
I think the next
With the
episode is
intro.
going to begin. No, I think that. Well, no, I meant
I think that took him off guard.
I meant the actual intro for starters.
Yeah.
Like the actual episode. So
Yeah.
my theory is the beginning of the episode is going to have a very anticlimactic moment where he easily undoes corruption very early on in the episode, and the rest of the episode has nothing to do. It kind of moves on from the plot point.
I'm gonna guess she might be in the hospital. So similar idea, essentially. BB, any thoughts?
What are your prediction?
Cool, thanks for telling us. Let's move on to the intro.
She's so good predicting.
I am.
You should have heard her yesterday during nightmare time.
How was that, by the way?
The predictions or the episode?
Nightmare time.
That's two separate answers. The episode was highly enjoyable. The predictions were all over the
Also
place.
very enjoyable. They just weren't correct.
Oh, okay. So I mentioned as a joke the episode was called ... but I guess this is Guess Who's Back, which by the way,
Back
at least this
again.
time, at least this time, the apostrophe's in the right place. I think she's just gonna wake up, grab brush and put a little makeup. Yeah.
I mean, I will say, as story pacing, I feel like that's a really good cliffhanger from the previous episode's standpoint.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, have her pass out as the darkness really takes hold, and he's unable to claim the darkness from her.
Then again, it literally happened in Emerald Secrets.
Yeah, but it's just a good story mechanic, okay?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I mean, you ended an entire season on that cliffhanger at one point.
Yeah. I haven't ended an episode on the cliffhanger of someone getting mind controlled or losing to a mind control completely. Where it's like, oh, they're far gone forever now. Ooh.
I suppose you better not come back with amnesia or something dumb. Now we'll save that for Amazing Spider-Man 2. For now, actually, I will say positive here is the fact that we had we had like
hey, look, they're in the angelic bond.
That's the same person.
Yeah, they're in the angelic bond. Hanging out with themselves.
They're in the angelic bond.
They're in the mental space. Jeez.
They're also
in the brain.
They're also in the void from the Guardians.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I did the angelic bond first, I think.
I'm actually not sure if you did.
Oh. If I did, it was written first for me, so regardless, I wrote it first.
I'm also not sure about that because I have to check the dates for the Guardians because the Void was from season 1 of the Guardians, which was like early 2020. So I don't know. I have to.
Aiden got to it first, and you can't prove otherwise.
Yeah. There's not. Yeah.
I mean, I can, just not right now.
No, I did it. Everything. I did it all. Guys, trust me, bro. Trust me.
Okay. All right. Also, Avenue's confirmed that they're new to this channel, so welcome. I hope you enjoy this train wreck of a review that's happening.
This is what you can expect from our reviews. Welcome.
I think you'll get the gist of the way things go around here. Let me know if you have questions. Yeah, get a lot of people coming onto Gacha reviews saying like, "What the heck is going on here?" And it's like I can't talk about like the video or the nature of like the reviews themselves. Not that it particularly matters, I guess.
It's just the answer is both.
Sunshine and Moonlight interaction. Kind of like Moonlight might have wings or just very messy hair. I think that is supposed to be. You know what? I don't actually know. We'll see how this goes. But although I'm going to rewind for a second because I want to emphasize this point. Hold on. Listen to the piano. 1. Boom. Okay, that was almost timed. Where am I? It's about time you woke up. Wouldn't you not want her to wake up if you're possessing her? Anyway.
Yeah.
You. My name is Corruptor. That sounds like a Pops character. Is that one of the bunglers? And I'm here.
Nah. There's actually the Corrupt Pops. That's like a whole Pop spinoff now.
That's your Pop series on your channel. That's why it's so dark in comparison.
We have Corruptor, Corrupted, Corrupting, Corruption.
You know what,
April
Aiden, if you want,
Fools, April's just gonna release a new Fallen Angels episode, except it's gonna be like marketed as like the darkest episode yet, and then it releases, and then it's literally just a black screen.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, that would make it the darkest episode yet.
Mm-hmm. She became emo was already. Yeah, Aiden, if you want to do a Pops, you should do like emo Pops or something.
Yeah.
And I'm here to finish your corruption. I could only do that while you were conscious. I definitely could not have just, sliced you in two while you were asleep, and you'd be none the wiser about it, and I would not have to do it.
I could have done open heart surgery, but I decided otherwise.
I thought it would be better doing it this way, because I don't know. I just felt like it.
Giving you a fighting chance. You must. I'm like Voldemort. I must duel my enemy before defeating them. It's the only honorable way.
Like, listen, you're a villain. Who cares about honor? Screw honor.
So it was you who made me say those things to Tomi, which I apparently remember doing, despite the fact that my essence did not have any memories.
I thought you were possessing me,
and I didn't have any memories of who I was.
You know what? The way
and I just woke up.
This corruption makes so much sense, guys.
I
think the creator thought this out so hard. Like, they thought for so hard and so long that their brain just fried. And that's why
they thought for so hard
and so long.
No, they thought really hard because they did what Patrick did. Just like crank the gears and stuff, and then like, a malfunction occurs. The whole machine starts steaming. Also, how the heck do they just spawn random things in their hands? I actually can answer this one. They're inside like a mental space that they currently share because one of them's corrupting the other. So technically speaking, the one who has like the control of this scene could manifest anything they want, sort of like a dream sequence. He was so gullible and stupid. He offered him space self as a sacrifice. I could say the classic gacha logic, but I tend to avoid that because it just if I said it for all these reviews, I would have nothing else to comment on. But you tried to tell my feelings, which messed me up with killing him. You weren't even trying to do that before.
Wait, you were trying to kill him? I thought you were trying to give him dark.
She tried to confess her feelings after she wasn't able to bring herself to do anything and to stab him. And
okay, yeah. Oh man, oh my god, this makes so much sense, guys. Totally. If I keep saying it makes sense, then it will make sense eventually, right? Right? Please tell me it'll make sense.
Uh-huh. Therefore, if I corrupt you, which I continue with my plan, which was to corrupt you. That was the plan. If you do the plan, you're gonna continue with the plan.
Yes, of course. It's only logical, guys. It's only logical.
Okay, so that's the plan. I won't let you lay a finger on Tomy, even though you
I
had
hate the name
plenty of
Tomy.
chances to do so before now.
Also,
and
wait,
just
was this
decided
made
not
by Midori Stories?
it's at bottom right corner, Aiden.
Because, man, Midori Stories like grew a lot over the years comparing to some of their newer stuff.
That's the point. That's why I'm starting from the beginning, because I want people to see the evolution of Midori Stories, both as a storyteller and as an editor. Mostly, let's admit, mostly as an editor. Corrupt to graduate from the redundant school of redundancy.
Mm-hmm.
I owe him way too much. I owe him way too much to just sit here
Too
and
much.
fade away. Can't fade away. He's been through all this trouble because of me. Actually, most of his trouble is actually not related to you at all.
She just wants to feel special.
And you expect me to just give up? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. With the element of light.
That's kind of cool.
I smite. Yeah, it's like the first actually good Gacha Studio outfit that I've seen.
Ooh, pretty.
I like the transition of like the glitchiness and like using that to mask like that. That's pretty cool. I like it. Not to mention, it also aids in like showing like the power like imbalance or corruption of this space.
And also, I guess, introduce the concept of holy holders, which I guess are rare enough that you thought that not destroying her when she was asleep was a good option.
You know, who needs to destroy? Like, you know, you're so powerful. You know, you can destroy them when they're wide awake. They could have a weapon, you know, because you're so powerful, guys.
That is one thing that I can see why they do that for a lot of villains is like, you know, underestimating the protagonist, because that's sort of the point that, you know, the average person is like more powerful than you think they are, or, you know, the chosen one or whatever it may be. I started
unless you're Syndrome.
Avenue, it was too fast for a Sailor Moon transformation. We would have taken up half the episode otherwise. And neutralize them. Yeah.
Well, that was a cool effect.
How could I be so blind?
You were in her head the whole time. You didn't know any of this? You didn't know what she was capable of? You were in her head.
Actually, a fair point. Yeah, it didn't like analyze her body or something because of like controlling her brain, which would have had access to all that information. Anyway.
Oh, my prediction was right. They deal with it in the first few minutes of the episode.
All I can think of is the bad lip reading intro, because that's the same sound
God,
effect.
I hate. Like honestly, I hate how that was so fast. What I personally would have did is I personally would have had the whole episode be in her head or something like that. Yeah, no,
like the Spider-Man dream sequence with the symbiote.
Yeah, but like have the whole episode be around the concept of her in her head. Like for example, maybe as the corruption's finalizing, she manages to free her brain for whatever she was stuck in. So she wanders to find whatever it like the corrupting element to destroy it. So as she wanders around her brain, maybe she goes through memories, similar places, ends up having to deal with fears, anxieties, to end up facing the corruption. But after going through everything she went through in her head to get to this point, she's grown as a person. She's a lot stronger. She's very self-assured of herself, and she knows that she has to do this for her friend because she truly loves him. So she uses all her power to vanquish this corruption, and she returns to normal.
Something along those lines.
What you're describing is like a dramatized version of a Christmas Carol, except with much more selfless reasons.
I guess, but listen,
yeah.
I know how to write dramas.
Yeah, the biggest issue that I have with this right now is the fact that is the fact that the holy holders have not been established or explained up to this point. I don't remember from many like the lessons that we got in the previous episodes that the holy holders were actually described. I remember the elements being talked about, but not the holy holders themselves. Which means that this might have been an invented power to give Sunshine more significance. If that is the case, and it's a MacGuffin that comes out of nowhere for this episode, and is called Holy Holder, I think that is the most literal, the original example of Deus Ex Machina that I have seen in a long time.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I honestly think the Holy Holders is actually going to become a massive element in the story going forward, or the plot.
Most likely, but the point is, it was used as a salvation tactic when it hadn't been previously established or even hinted at.
I mean, personally, what I would did is just have her own personal light and goodness be what expels it. Not like being anything special, but like the fact that she has personal goodness and light that she lets out and uses her personal strength to expel the darkness that's trying to take her over.
I just thought of something. There is a way to combine these two ideas. If it had been, again, I'm going back to the Spider-Man dream sequence idea, where a lot of that was flashbacks and being like framed in a specific way, or trying to, the fighting between the control of what actually was important inside of Peter's own mind and such. Well, if in this case, if those flashbacks had actually been used to discuss like how these two, Tomi and Sunshine, had interacted, but also at the same time, Sunshine discovering her own abilities when Tomi wasn't around, what she would have done in those instances, maybe hinting that she might have some latent power in those sequences, then maybe the stuff would not have come out of nowhere. It still would have been a bit contrived, but not as much. Definitely would have been better to have a previous episode hint at this idea for Sunshine rather than do it in this one episode. But if they were to do it in one episode and it had to be the way that this corruption was vanquished, then yeah, make it the full thing.
Oh, you're sitting on his hair.
Fight, gang, fight. The gang is time to fight. Yeah. Anyway. Tomi. Ah, my hair! Ah! What do you do that for?
Are you evil? Still.
I think you're still evil. Look what you did to my scalp. That was too easy. Where's the fight? Was the panic? So I just went, yep, I'm just gonna go God mode / Super Saiyan and destroy you. Yeah. Corrupt, I'm so disappointed in you. I saw much potential. Into timeout corner with you. Think of what you've done, what's what you didn't do.
And honestly, I think one thing that I do think that could have been also interesting is actually have the approach of she actually does get lost to darkness. She does get fully corrupted. Everyone says that it's impossible to fix, but maybe there is a way, and then maybe that becomes the main character's goal in all the following episodes.
It was his goal in this episode, or last episode, I mean.
Well, I mean, like in the whole rest of the series, where it's like to find a way to uncorrupt the permanent corruption that she has afflicting her, or maybe it's him mentally.
Well, it wouldn't be permanent anymore, would it?
Well, it's supposedly permanent. Maybe there is a way to reverse it, and maybe it is permanent. And maybe his arc ultimately is coming to terms with, yeah, my friend died, and that sucks, but there's nothing I can do about it.
It's a grief and allegory.
I guess, but like either way, that could also have been a very interesting story approach.
It all comes full circle, baby. It all comes full circle.
Imagine if they did that. If they did that in Winx Club, there's no way to save her. We must make the hard choice.
Well, to be fair,
pull the plug.
Well, Ben 10 almost did that at one point with Kevin. But then Kevin kind of anticlimactic, the guys saved, and then Ben was like, "Okay, hey Kevin, we cool?" And then Kevin's like, "Yeah, we cool." And they just walked off like Ben earlier in the episode wasn't dead set on letting him die and be like, "No, I will kill you because you clearly are too far gone." And Kevin's like, "No, I will kill you." Because
Kevin's had a few close calls like that.
Like, why are you guys like being so casual about this? Like, there's no awkwardness. They're just like, yeah, we're trying to kill each other, but now we're cool. Just like, okay. Like you can't have an episode of a cooldown between that of them being awkward around each other. Like dang, you just have to like be like, okay, water under the bridge. Like okay,
Kind of, yeah.
like dang.
Then again, in Alien Force, they just like wave aside 5 years of bitter rivalry between them because
Yeah, Alien Force is also weird with the way they handled Kevin. It's like, dang, Kevin's just kind of like a different person now, like a completely different person, and everything's just really different. It's
which
like,
I guess I can sort of understand because he went from being 11 to 16. You are going to change a lot in that
yeah,
time.
I mean,
But
okay,
yeah.
well, in that case, at least you have the 5 year excuse. I feel like if Alien Force is like, it was literally like, what, 2 scenes ago, you were about to be willing to finish off Kevin, Ben, and now everything's just chill.
Okay.
Like, it was 2 scenes ago. It wasn't that long.
Yeah, it's not like Kevin is known for deceiving Ben on multiple occasions or anything.
Yeah, well,
Like,
granted, he was kind of...
that's literally how they first met.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, look at that face.
You don't need... I've said before, you don't need to say wipes eyes in the dialogue. You can see the character wiping their eyes.
Am I dreaming?
Yes, that's why my face has become ditto. Hey, Tommy. I'm watching Bed 84's no spoilers, please. That is episode 1 I spoiled there.
That was episode 1, and I was vaguely talking about something from literally Ultimate Alien.
Oh dear.
Like, dang, just watch the series. Just answer your stupid question. Not really. You're just evil. How do I know you're not still evil?
It's not it's not the stupid question. Just answer your question. Stupid. It's meant to have a comma there. Because Sunshine being a tsundere is her normal characteristics. So her doing this is actually going back to what she is like normally.
So wait,
in her own way, this does kind of answer it.
Let me get this straight. Her evil self was less physically abusive and less jerky than her normal self.
I don't know about that because the evil self did lick his ear and try to him and called him a peasant on modern.
I mean, honestly, if we're being a tsundere, I mean that sounds pretty in line.
That's not the tsundere, but the tsundere part is this part.
The
evil one's one that did all the things I just said.
Listen.
And also, what tsundere licks ears?
Some of them do, maybe.
What? What?
The crazy ones?
I feel like it's more of a yandere thing to do, honestly.
Half to half.
All right. Oh my goodness. I will say a yandere and a tsundere, like half and half character would just be like the most chaotically like.
No wait, what if a yandere and a tsundere date?
Oh yeah, so one of them is constantly making advances to the other one is denying the feelings that they both know are there, but the one is too relentless. Wait, actually, that's just that's just like the villainous anime that you showed me, right? That's kind of what it is, isn't it? You know, one's obsessed with the other one, and then the first one is like avoiding them entirely.
Technically,
yeah, that's kind of it. Sunshine is a trunsdere.
A
trunsdere.
BB, what is that? BB, I think you would know. I think you would. You're probably a better expert than me.
It's like a tsundere, except they have like a trunk. They're like half elephant, half tsundere.
I just clicked my knee.
Dang. Question: Is it like the trunk people in Rick and Morty?
Maybe.
Are they able to get married?
That would be that would be a trunk stereo with a K, right?
Maybe instead of having an elephant trunk, they have like a trunk, like in a trunk in like a house trunk, like a giant wooden crate on there for a trunk.
I can't tell if you're trying to say like a trunk that's like in the shape of a house or a house in the shape of a trunk right now.
A trunk that's in a house.
Okay. It's just like taxidermied on the wall.
No, it's taxidermy on their face. On the face of a human. The trunk itself.
Inside the house. Okay.
No, there's no
Okay.
house. I'm just saying.
You said house trunk a while ago.
Not what I meant, you baka. I'll go full tsundere on you.
I am trying to wrap my head around what is going on right now.
Baka.
I feel like this is one of the Gacha reviews where I've lost the plot the most, comparatively. I don't want to even comment. Yeah, you and me both, Avenue. You and me both. Let's get back to the video. Sunshine, it's you again.
You're alive.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
It's good to see you again. I mean it. Same here. You okay?
I was about to sacrifice myself, so not really.
You good? So what were you going to tell me last night?
I
Like,
love
I
you,
just
obviously.
got my memories back. Let me remember this conversation, please,
No,
because
it
I
was-
need to process a bunch of stuff.
No, it was obvious a sentence. I love you. Not
Well,
I
that
love
was-
you.
Well, yeah, that was what you said just now. The last night thing. Unless they like slept the entire night on that floor, passed out.
You know, she's probably gonna say something like, "Oh, I don't really remember anything from last night," and just like play her and pretend,
Which,
play,
yeah,
play
I
coy.
mean,
But they'd
yeah,
be
well,
like, "Oh, I don't know." I mean,
I can understand if she actually didn't remember. First of all, we're halfway through the series. Second
well,
of all,
she stated she remembered in the weird dream space.
yes, well, she remembers that some stuff had happened, like she was conscious for a few things. I don't know. Anyway. Also, I still want to.
I guess she was just being full on, just willing to say it. Never mind.
Okay, she is tsundere no more. Also, I still want to comment on Sunshine as a name, but also Sunshine my mum's middle name. Oh yeah, I saw that comment when I was like preparing the video, and yeah, because I was like, well,
honestly, I think Sunshine should have been renamed. Should actually be named, said like Sunny. You know, I feel like that's actually name. That's the actual name.
I suppose. I mean, in this case, I would say that Sunshine works way better as a middle name than it does as a first name. It's kind of like a lot of those like really exotic names. If you give like a very like exotic or super out there first name, then it's much more noticeable than if you just do it as a nickname. You know, you can live with being like, I don't know, like Jane Sunshine Nella or something like that, because you could be like, oh, my name is Jane S. Nella. I guess anyone says anything, that is not Ghost Kitty's actual mum's name. I just made that up. But it was only to stop Corruptor. I mean, hold on. You figured out that confessing your feelings was the way to stop corruption or Corruptor before, but Corruptor hadn't explained that yet. Because Corruptor explained that in this episode. The love thing was last time, before she lost consciousness, so she wouldn't have known about that.
Dang, that's kind of rude. Like, oh yeah, no, I only confess feelings to save myself. Like, dang, okay.
I mean, that's just a blatant lie anyway.
Yeah,
You can figure that out just by doing basic like time placement. Anyway, yeah, the movie is going good. Maybe I don't know about that. I'd say the first time I the middle name or nickname. Yes, definitely. Corruptor, the one who claims to be called Moonlight. That's just her name under you, right? Whatever. You mean the girl that? Yeah, we don't need to see it again. Thank you. We all remember. Thank you, Tommy. We do not need the reminder. I think Aiden missed that last time.
I never saw that.
That's what I was talking about when I mentioned the ear licking thing. It wasn't an actual thing that happened in the studio. It was just a captioned image like that. Oh yeah, you're right, Josh. I'll do a red flag. I'll do a red flag one. Okay. All right, where is it? Okay, here it is. Should have done that. That's for last episode when it actually happened. And yeah, the name Moonlight's better. Most because we both predicted it, but yeah. The power of crust compels you. Red flags, bad for me and you. Red flags, red flags. Next time, think your Chara through.
Next time, think your whole existence through. Because
I'm
God.
sure that, if my knowledge of Undertale is correct, I'm sure that Chara did. I was unable to control half of my body. Which half? Because both halves left with and did everything together.
Okay,
No,
wait. Question mark. Were you controlling your tongue too?
Well, okay, yeah, that is also a pressing concern. But I'm also writing like a Gumball fighting Kerry inside of his own body style fight here. That's what I want to know.
Well, you know.
Oh, so she does know about that. She does know about the licking part. So.
Oh God! Because don't be like, oh yeah, it's some control.
Yeah,
like, please don't tell me you're that one.
I mean, yeah, it's that part makes sense because again, Moonlight was definitely just much more outgoing, let's say, than Sunshine. So it was obviously going to be her. I don't think Tommy was under any delusions of that nature.
I don't know. Maybe he kind of wanted it to be her, honestly, though.
Well, I have no way of comparing that because that hasn't been talked about with his character. Let's just tell everyone you're okay. That's 2 yours in this episode.
And let's not tell them about the ear licking part because that's
Sunshine. Yeah, they're obviously not going to.
Hey! Oh, wait, why does that girl's hair look like it was balloons?
I said before they would look like water slide tubes.
It does look like water slide tubes.
They look like a lot of things actually. They kind of look like tentacles as well.
Maybe.
Well, and also, why do we have a princess in the corner?
Because she's a princess, like in the actual story.
Wait, there's actually a princess? Oh God, why is there a princess?
Yes, and get this, her name is Tiara.
What?
Yep, Princess Tiara. Which is the most subtle name since Topham Hat.
Hi, my name is King Crown.
I think I made that exact same joke last time, actually, when she was introduced. We're so happy. Once again, no.
Where is so happy, huh? Where there's no
I don't know. I would love to find the so happy because it seems to have faded from this series. To see you again. Are they feed each other sandwiches or something? Is that what they do? Anyway, it's okay. Just thank my strong, masculine savior. It was enough.
What's that description?
Self. What do you mean self? That's not how you say it. Myself. Is that how you... What? Anyway, you're so powerful.
What?
No one can be Sunshine. You heard that? You heard it here first.
No one can be Sunshine.
No one can be you. I'm sorry it had to be this way, but Avada Kedavra.
Oh my God.
The primary goals. There can be only none. I don't realize.
Well, you have heard of OnlyFans, but now here's Only Nuns. It's just a place for a bunch of nuns.
That's just a nunnery.
Yeah,
this is how churches get Gen Z to look into the Bible.
I mean, let's hope they don't look into Elizabethan slang because back in the day, nunnery was slang for a different type of establishment altogether.
Listen, I just want to make a fan site, make a fake site, like called Only Nuns, or they make like pay $5.99 a month to hear nuns speak to you or become a nun.
$5.99 for your nun certificate.
They just all read Bible passages or something.
It's just Bible lessons.
I suppose there is that.
The only nuns, okay.
Is Tomi okay over there? No, I think he's just suffered a fatality on behalf of Sunshine. Then again, she did technically save herself, but it's still a Deus Ex Machina.
You know, I thought he kills Sunshine next. I want to see that scene.
She just got back a bit too soon.
Nah, she deserves it.
So I see you somehow save Sunshine. That is, you know what? Try saying that line 5 times fast.
So I
So I
see
see you
you.
somehow save Sunshine. So I see you 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 somehow save Sunshine. There you go. That's
The
my
lips,
attempt.
the tongue, the tip of the tip of the tongue, the lip. Wait, no. What was?
That's a different thing.
No, the lips, the teeth, the tip of the. There it is. Yes, the lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. So I see you somehow save Sunshine. So I see you somehow. So I see you somehow save Sun. So I see you somehow save Sunshine. So I see you somehow save Sunshine. Oh, okay, that one's pretty close. So I see you somehow save Sunshine. Nope. The
You
last
sound like
one's
you're
gonna be
drunk. It's like
Sunshine's
Sunshine
because I had an
Sunshine.
M somewhere in Sunshine.
Sound like you said summertime.
Right?
Summertime, loving in the summertime. I'm tripping on youth. The one thing that's not an S sound. Gotcha tongue twisters, yeah. Nice. Okay. Moving on. Aiden, you want to try it?
No.
Okay.
Hey, that's not how we do
Continuing then.
improv around here, Aiden.
That's not how I do improv at all. That's the worst thing to do in improv.
No, listen. Okay, you haven't seen a class of 09 clip where they mess with where someone makes fun of improv pretty much by doing a really screwed up improv because you can't say no.
Okay.
It's great, but also
All
fucked up. Screwed up.
Yeah.
Yep. Oop. Sorry.
Just happened.
It slipped up. Oop.
Mm-hmm. I think it's Tejvi. It's Tejaviz, isn't it? It's the French speed train, Tejavi. It's totally not Sunshine's secret, but yeah. That's why I was worried. Sunshine's sibling was super surprised that his sister was saved. That's the new tongue twister.
Oh, are you bullying Bon again? Dang. You can't just stop bullying them. How dare you?
I've been doing it to like everyone in this entire stream. I think the V's are messing me up. There, you happy? I forgot how many V's there actually were in the sentence.
Well, she just woke me up the next morning. Woke me up fine the next morning. Oh, dang.
Oh wait, it is only in you've and saved that would be V's. Yeah, that might be it. Okay.
That's weird.
That woman corrupted me. I got better. There you go. I put in a Monty Python reference to as a peace offering. That's weird. At least he's okay.
Yeah, let's not talk anymore about this and not question it at all.
Well, see ya. I gotta head to class.
Oh god.
The school bell waits for no one. It tolls for everyone at the same time, and we must all heed its call. Anyway, well, you know break is coming. I know you just got back to school today, but hey, what about like?
Listen,
what about the break
okay.
coming up?
Listen, you do not understand what I just went through. I don't have time for any of this. Why are you even back at school the next day? By the way, why didn't you just not go to school this day? You literally just had to fight off corruption. And now you're like,
That is true. You're allowed at least like 1 day of rest, I would imagine.
Yeah, like you gotta, you know, yeah, you could heal.
Yeah. Up soon, and we were wondering if you were busy. I've got like a bunch of recovery to do because I missed a few lessons.
Yeah. I also got a lot of trauma to unpack and go to therapy a lot for the next few years.
I mean, no. Why? You should come with us to the beach. Beach episode. Oh,
Oh
of course.
God.
Of all series, it's definitely had to be Midori Stories. They did a beach episode. I think there's a Not Your Average Girl beach episode as well.
Okay, but here's the thing. I hate how they're just jumping to a straight beach episode after having a corruption plot. The immediate episode after it, technically after you solve it, or like I guess in the episode you solve it, you immediately jump to, hey, let's have a beach episode. Okay, but like
Didn't
I
Avatar
guess
do
it might
that?
be. I guess it might be a good place to heal, in a way.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
but I
Avatar
mean,
did that.
I guess, but I mean, I feel like they're not properly acknowledged what this girl just went through and the whole situation with the thing, and like, and I don't like
Probably
that
not.
aspect. Like,
I
you
will.
need
I will
just
say
to have time to acknowledge it.
there's half an episode left, so maybe they'll do that. Either that or the beach episode is actually wedged into this one, and we're going to be like literally the next scene. So we're going to get like a half beach episode, maybe.
I guess.
Let's go to the beach. It's time to get away. Okay. Okay. You can bring Tomi if you want. I'll think about it. But I don't have any swimsuits. Then buy one. That's a very easy yeah, come shopping with it. See? Okay. That's a second okay that she said.
Oh.
Like, clearly not really, oh, yeah, I just realized what's going on the side there. Oh, no.
You're about to die.
I'm gonna slightly rewind. I want to see where this led. Hang on.
He fell out of his chair and then he got angry.
Okay, it looks like it. Yeah, let's see. I thought Tony might have like actually like took the chair out from underneath him, but no.
How did you fall? How did any of that happen?
He was laughing so hard that he fell backwards, and that's why he fell. And because Gacha Studio doesn't have an option to get to combine like the sitting floors or like have chairs in isolation, that was a thing until Gacha Club, if you can believe it. Apart from the one grey chair in Gacha Life, it just disappeared. Don't even repeat the line. Roses are red, cacti are prickly. What was the line? Oh dear God, this escalated quickly, or something like that.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, sorry, it's holy cow.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because that was the thing that Ada misread. Yay! Ready, sunshine? Actually, I'm going to go shopping with these two.
I wouldn't.
Sorry, I'm going to shopping with these two.
I'm going to the shopping. To just shopping in general. I'm going to the...
Yeah, I'm going to shopping. The district of shopping.
Get in, losers. We're going shopping.
Oh, okay. We'll catch you later. Which, by the way, Sunshine does not know how to get back to her own house without Tomi. So I'm hoping that these two know the general area where Sunshine lives because she has no sense of direction. That just remind people of that lore detail.
Let's look at swimsuits.
Let's do that, and then we'll contemplate how to get you home later. For now, swimsuits. So
I do want to give credit, by the way, about
Yeah.
how her about how Sunshine's dress is, because on the back it's slightly longer.
Okay.
Which
I mean, there's one. Oh, go on, Ruby.
Most dresses at this point they're like longer on the back than they are in the front by a couple inches. So
That's
a nice
a
detail.
nice detail. But like one detail I like about the app as a whole is in the sitting positions. All the long hair is actually behind the chair instead of in front of the chair, which I actually kind of like that detail.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it works either way, but it does look better if it's behind. What's your thing? Goddess, what's taking us so long? I don't know. I am so embarrassed. I've never watched this before. Oh my goodness.
Oh God, that scene in My Street makes no sense in my opinion because like she talks about how I never wore something this revealing. I feel like she wore just as revealing stuff in the prequels.
She said Aaron's never seen me in something this revealing.
I know, but I'm sure he has. I'm pretty sure there have been moments
And also
where he's
in the
seen
prequels,
her.
I actually don't think she wore anything that revealing. At least not on camera.
Her S University suit's slightly, maybe no, maybe
Not even that. No, not even that.
maybe I don't know. Although her bathing suits always kind of confused me because it's kind of like a Z pattern, and I never
Exactly.
really
The
got
bathing suit
that.
was like almost not. Yeah, well, I mean, that's just a random design that sometimes happens.
That was yeah, but I never really got that with the bathing suit. Kind of weird.
Okay, but yeah, that is definitely the most revealing outfit that Aphna has worn across the series.
And she wore it for a whole season.
Exactly. Which just shows either the commitment to that or just how sweltering hot Love Paradise must have been.
Oh god.
Please don't just barge into her dressing room. No, only that
They're
cliche only works if Tomi does it. That's how the animes.
yeah, and then she's like, "Oh, you pervert!" Smacks him in the face.
Or yeah, and or throws whatever clothing is, not on her person at that point. And maybe she needs help. Yeah,
Oh,
she's that incompetent that she needs help putting on a swimsuit.
Oh, I know where this is going.
I know she can't. I know she can't walk home by herself, but she can put on clothes.
She's gonna walk in there. She's gonna see him after changing. Oh, never mind. They avoid that cliche.
Yeah, but they're doing the cliche of this is the least revealing swimsuit of all time, but she still feels exposed because embarrassed shy girl and such. Yeah,
it's really not that revealing.
That's the point. The cliche is that the shy, embarrassed one is always one who picks the most conservative outfit, but still feels like they're overexposed. I've watched my fair share of anime.
I mean, I think it's alright bathing suit. I mean, the dark gray and the yellow look pretty good together.
In nature, that implies danger. I don't know why I was about this. That's what I've been thinking of. Oh, sorry. And Blue Girl's currently smacking China with her hair. A little bit, yeah. Anyway, you look amazing. Really? Heck yeah, we're definitely buying this one. One thing that they didn't do was reveal the swimsuits when they show up to the actual beach. That's how most beach episodes do it. Technically speaking, how my beach episode did it. Honestly, didn't really focus on that.
Well, Morwenna's... Yeah, of course you didn't focus on it. Morwenna was like 12 in that episode.
Once again, I say anime. But yeah, it just wasn't even...
She's 12!
Anime, Aiden.
I don't care what anime is.
I'm saying if I had done that trope all the way through, the being 12 would not have been the deal breaker if it was an actual anime.
Well, yeah, okay, but listen, we know better.
We do, yes. And also just did not match because the whole point of the beach episode was not as like the typical like fun hangout with all the characters. It was yeah. The actual original point of beach episodes and why I like them so much is because they actually do offer just a fun, relaxing setting with characters who don't often get to catch a break. And or if they do, it's another one of their wacky adventures, and it's mostly a fun time, and also sometimes leads to some more of the intimate and personal conversations. That's the stuff that I like about beach episodes. Also, before you say BB, Avatar is also a great example of this. But yes, but admittedly, again, if we're going to the anime stuff, yes, the swimsuit emphasis is mainly a fan service thing, which is why I'm surprised that Midori avoided that. Anyway, now I'm curious. Do we know how old these characters are? We know they're school age, potentially high school, but I don't know exactly.
I'm saying 16 for all of them.
Yeah, anime doesn't tend to care for various reasons.
That is what I was alluding to when I was mentioning the thing earlier. But, yeah.
She may look like she's 5, but she's actually 460 years old. It's not weird, guys. It's not weird, trust me.
Well, there is that, but it's also because it wasn't until about...
I'm a little baby girl. 0.
Well,
I'm 1,000. Nope.
Well, it's also because it wasn't until like a year or two ago that the consent age moved up
why.
from 14.
It moved up in like all the individual prefectures from like 13 to 16. and then they just made it because everyone had done it individually on all the prefetches. They just said, okay, we'll just make it like a full like nationwide thing because everyone's doing it already, so why not?
Yeah.
That was essentially how that happened. So that is the why. We kind of knew the why anyway. We're just like alluding to the fact that that was a big
a
reason.
surprising amount of people don't know that piece of trivia about Japan, actually.
I feel like if they watch enough anime, they're gonna have to figure that out for themselves.
No, even Shorty who knows it sometimes will watch anime and is like, hey, why are they? Surely they have to be like college or high school for them to be showing this. I'm like, nope. This was prior to.
Is that why was that why he thought that like Yuki would be like 18?
Yeah, because
like 10-year-old.
Yeah, because he's always defaulting to here in America it's like 17, 18, so it has to be like that. And so whenever we're watching anime together, the few times we do, and we're like, how old are these characters? And his train of thought is always, well, they're showing this, so they have to be like legal age. So around like college, and it's like that's not legal age at this point.
That's like the reverse of people saying like, oh, when I entered high school, I thought that everyone was going to be a giant because of all the actors that they've seen who are older than that. It's like the reverse of that. Although that does explain why in the first ever Gacha review episode, I asked Shorty the question of how old the characters were, and he had to like ponder and think about it and probably justify in his own mind that they were college age because he knew what was coming, and most likely he had not thought of that before.
Yeah. Japan standards, it would have been completely fine. But
I was gonna say I think that Yuki and by extension his sister Aiko are Japanese, or at least of Japanese descent, but they don't live in Japan, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they still have to follow the laws of where they live.
That was why I said that. Why does so many gachas have teens as their main characters? Because most of the time the gacha creators are teens, and that's the age range they can relate to. And also, a lot of media that they were consumed features teens as the main characters, and therefore that's what they're used to rising for. I mean, I myself, like
Mira looks nothing like 80.
Yeah. Oh. Mira's canonically like in her 80s. I don't know. Ask KW. I think the point of that is probably because of the like animatronic side, because like technically like her human skin is just fake anyway, so it's not like we've seen like physical signs of aging. I think that's probably why you get away with that.
Yes, all right. I'm just saying, I feel like you're gonna like break your neck just like walking soon.
I will say the first ever voice acting audition that I did, second voice acting audition I ever did was actually for Masako X. Didn't get any characters from it, but I did it because it was like, I could be in a Masako X series.
Actually, speaking of breaking things, wait, hold on. Are you
Never
like?
Mind, I'll finish that story later.
Wait, sorry, no, it just occurred to me. If it's in like your 80s and that's like sure that's the animatronic and stuff, but like that you have to put some care into that animatronic still. Wait, who's like keeping the upkeep on that thing? How are you keeping the upkeep on that thing?
I'm guessing Mira herself. She can buy some like greasing oil for her joints or something.
I think it requires more than just greasing oil at that point.
Okay, maybe she has like regular checkups where she can put like at the local mechanic.
Hey Bob, how you doing? I'm pretty good. You need the wrench? Yeah, the wrench is probably good for this visit. Yeah.
Yeah, I think my gears around my ribcage are acting up here. I think I might need a replacement. I was like, oh yeah, you've got some rust there. All right, fine. I'll get with these. Okay, yeah. G2s. Yeah, G2s. That was it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Is your RAM still okay? It's like. Oh, can we have like a YouTube store?
I don't. But KW isn't here right now. I can't ask her.
Can we get a YouTube short of Mira going to the mechanic for her like checkup to make sure like her vintage animatronic does not just crumble in a year or two?
Where's your machine man? Takes off her head. Hi.
Open wide, opens, and you just see like a bunch of like gears down the throat and like wires and stuff going down.
Wait, this is like a scene where like Taylor happens to be like out with Mira, and they have to go and see the mechanic. So Taylor starts like a conversation while Mira's been like temporarily shut down, so like the operation can happen or whatever. And so it's like, so how do you meet Mira? Hi, I've got a machine I need servicing. What machine is that? Hi. And that's how he met.
The main cast sees Mira in like the mechanic shop, except they don't realize that this is a normal thing. And so they walk in expecting to see Mira, and it's just an endoskeleton.
Actually, you know what, Bon, I have an in-universe excuse for why they'd be at a mechanics. Because Taylor's trying to repair a bunch of animatronics by himself and doesn't always know what he's doing, so he might want to seek advice. Mira mentions that she goes to this regular mechanic or something for checkups and everything. Maybe you can help. So she takes Taylor over there. They have that conversation. Boom! You have an episode.
That's all you need for an episode.
Okay, you have the start of an episode. Then something else would happen for the conflict and whatever. Like he tries out a technique, it doesn't work on one of the machines. One of them, like, I don't know, he gets like the wrong gear or something. He gets like G3s, they're too small. They fall off, and Monty just starts going like, I don't know, something like that.
I have to say, Mira is keeping tab. Like Mira has like a mental tab on everything. Like for 80 years, man. And what is Mira's RAM?
Constantly updated. She has a transistor chip that constantly gets adapted. It still goes by Moore's law, so it gets smaller every 2 years. But it's made backwards compatible.
500 terabytes of RAM just sitting in like her spine.
Essentially, yeah. Without KW, I can't answer. But the headcanon is that Taylor gives the working headcanon that Taylor gives her checkups. Taylor's too busy. He's working on. He's got more pressing matters.
I just like that. I like the mechanic shop idea way more.
I will audition for the mechanic. I will absolutely take on a third character.
And then if you're beat up,
hey there, my name's Bob. Welcome to my mechanic shop. Oh, Mira, you're back again. Okay,
let's. In that way, if you want to injure Mira, but you don't want to like destroy her, that way you have like the excuse to have the classic scene of like the main characters like rushing her urgently to the hospital or whatever, and her like best friend, like doctor mechanic in this case, who like knows her, is like, all right, time to get the operation table.
Yeah, if the anomalies, if like Superbat's being possessed by one of the anomalies, or like the return of the virus or something, or whatever might happen in the series, imagine she's like, her head was just like, it happens during the checkup, so the body just stands up and walks away, and Mira wakes up and it's like, wait, what happened? It's like C-3PO in like the original trilogy. It's like, where is my body? And like the rest of the series, she's just a disembodied head being carried around by the different characters.
Or like the prequel trilogy where he gets like stuck in like the conveyor belt and he gets like mixed matched with like the droid, like the battle droids.
I mean, potentially that could happen to any of them, really. Yeah. Taylor starts getting creative with all like the different like mechanical parts that haven't been used on Mira yet. Sunny glitches out way more.
All right, this is an experimental piece. Tell me how it feels.
Beforehand, Afton upkept her when she was still under his influence. The time she spent under no influence was around 20 years. So Afton was keeping her for. Actually, wait, no, I was going to say it's giving her 60 years. No, it would have been whatever age she was when she became animatronic. Whatever. She fed herself as much as she could by herself. Taylor's not too busy with. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So Sun begins doing Mira's checkups. After every checkup, Sun always gives Mira a lollipop despite her being an animatronic.
It's oil flavored.
Okay, with a hint of ethanol.
It's like the memes of like that one, like those teachers that have like tampons or whatever like in their drawers in case like anyone needs them, you know.
Sounds a good idea.
And the guys who just don't know what it is or anything are like, I want some candy, and they're like, okay, here you go. It's
They
someone asks for like the lollipop, they start like eating it or whatever, like
Do they just rummage inside the teacher's drawer?
no, because it's like oil lollipop, but they just don't know. They're like, I want a lollipop. Give me Mira's lollipop.
Okay.
They're like,
All right.
okay, sure.
I went away for like 5 to 10 minutes, and you're still here.
We're talking
Yeah.
about Secrets of the Plex.
Okay.
We're carrying on now. We're definitely buying this one. Aiden, things aren't much faster when you are around.
Yeah. Come on. Gone, like,
Aiden, you see us. What do you mean Oh, it's just like the random boys? Because you're only going with one boy, so I guess you mean just like random stranger boys.
I don't know. Maybe they're college boys.
It's not going to help if was it's not going to help if Sunshine is already shy about a swimsuit to say like, oh yeah, the boys are going to be staring at us. It's like that is not what you would say in this situation.
The boys will be all over you. They won't be able to be not around you. It's like, that's not what I want. It's like, oh, they'll just love you. It's like, that's not what I want.
Mira outlived Afton, the guy who never dies. Wasn't that Technoblade? Technoblade and Afton are the same person. That's a theory right there.
No, because Afton's religious.
Oh,
Is he?
that's
Yes, he
that
is.
there.
Yes, in the books, he actually says that it's implied that he fully is aware that he's going to go to hell because he's Christian, but at this point he doesn't care. In fact, I believe his exact wording at one point was someone going, "You'll pay for this," or like, "Oh, you'll die or go to hell or whatever," and he's like, "I don't know. I mean, I probably will, but the devil's knocked on my door before, and I turned him away once, so."
I think Sisyphus said something remarkably similar. Didn't land him many good places.
Yeah, which adds an extra bit of haunting. I don't know. Adds a bit. I don't know. Hauntingness. It's not a word. Stick with it though.
Yeah, instead of the punishment of having to push a boulder up to Olympus, William Afton's punishment is actually revisiting the law of FNAF, and every time that he works it out, Scott Cawthon changes something.
Yeah. No, it adds a little bit more ominous vibes, I guess, with Henry's speech, because at the end, and someone else pointed this out, I didn't even realize until they mentioned it, because in Henry's speech at the tail end, he's like, "And for one of you, I believe the deepest pits of hell has opened up to swallow you whole," or whatever, which is really ironic when you recognize that the guy he's talking about is fully just aware, he fully believes he's going to hell.
I'm not sure that would be ironic in that case.
Yeah, but it's not like just a turn of phrase. It is literally as a matter of fact statement of, "Hey, your time's come. Satan's waiting."
Right. Well, I should be getting home. All right, see ya.
Aren't you the one who doesn't know your direction?
She is the one who doesn't know her way home. That's why she's gotta leave now, or she'll never find her way back. Since you were gone, I started on the project. Oh, that's right, there was a project. These two were supposed to work on a project, and that just got forgotten about. I mean, admittedly, I wouldn't focus on the project either if my best friend was corrupted and kidnapped and whatever. But okay, bit of a tonal whiplash there. All right, what have you done for the project, Tiara? Princess of the non-creatives. All we have to do now is work on the rehearsal. Also, I think BB is going to recognize this music. So, actually, no. Anyone who's watched the music girl used that music girl too. I forgot. It wasn't just Seneca North. Anyway, sorry. What are you apologizing for? I forgot all about you and left you to do all the work. I don't think it should be this depressed about that, because I think she knows what happened to Sunshine since she was there in the scene when Sunshine returned. I think she's fine with it. You have not dishonored her something. I am sorry, Senpai. I have failed you. It's not that. Come on. Not this anime cliche. Not now, anyway. I am sorry. Please don't worry about it. Plus, I know you were left for a good cause, as does everyone, but yes. So there's no need to apologize. Princess. Oh, Secrets of the Plague stuff are here again. I'm going to get more into backstory before everyone died more, because I've added a great storyline for an arc for the Afton versus Henry saga. If you want season 3, I think it'll be coming in between season 2 and season 3. Not sure if there's not a plot to actually count as a season. Well, it could count as a mid-season movie or something if you want to do it in one go. There's a handful of ideas I've had on the show for a while. If you do a movie, obviously it will be very time consuming. It will like delay the release of like an actual season. Because I was going to do a mid-season movie between season 2 and 3, and I'm very glad I decided against doing that in the end. I just made the 3 different acts of the movie into the first 3 episodes. Tiara, one of my favorite characters, even though I still don't trust her, she can still turn out to be evil. She took Sunshine's spot in the building, so maybe. Now I'm going to go get the... Ouch! Oh. Why does everyone fall on nothing? Does no one have any balance in this world? I have questions.
Are there just like ghosts everywhere that are just like playing pranks and just shoving people over?
It's like that one like jump scare demon that we got in Benny the Dark Revival. This time instead of jump scares, just like
yeah, because he just wouldn't leave us alone. He just kept on showing up.
Never actually harmed us in any way. That's a good idea. Oh, all right then. Keep that in mind for I finish season 2. Okay. Again, pros and cons of doing it in a movie versus like a couple of installments. But yeah. Okay.
Ouch. Or it could be like a mini series in between seasons as well.
I'm so sorry. I should have caught you. This man spends half his life apologizing. Is he British?
Is that what British people do?
That's a British stereotype. Apologizing.
That's also a Canadian stereotype. I've never heard that for British though.
Fine, I'll rectify my statement. This guy spends half his time apologizing. What is he, Canadian? There you go. I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What?
Punch.
What?
Wow. How dare you? This I will not forgive you for not catching me when I fell over nothing. Oh my goodness. Don't look at me. This was not my doing. This was a different ghost doing. Ghost Kitty's actual pouch is tripping people.
Nah, it was Ghosty. Ghosty did it.
Whatever. This link might be better not be from Canada on behalf of Canada. I just... Oh dear. Princess? Didn't I say? Stop apologizing. I hate apologies. I hate them so much.
Oh my god, what are you doing? Why are you crawling on him? This is weird.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Stop.
I have questions about the physics of your dress.
It's the same questions that will. It's the same answer that will come up for every single time we've questioned the physics of a dress across the years we've been doing Gacha review for.
Yeah, they don't really compensate for dress.
It's just floating, as if there's definitely something at the top there.
You have mentioned this multiple times for multiple dresses.
Listen, it's a problem with Gacha as a whole, okay?
That's exactly why it doesn't need to be brought up again. You're so cute when you blush. That's 3, I think.
What are the contractions?
Yeah,
like they messed up. Like Meteor Stories messed up on the contractions earlier in this episode and previous episodes. So Meteor Stories like, you know what? No, No more contractions. They just messed me up and just
Actually,
now...
no. Midori actually puts apostrophes and contractions in when they don't need to be, but not when they do. I mentioned this earlier.
Why?
Maybe the dress is wire based. Okay, fine. The dress is wire based. So yeah, we'll go with that. Okay, yeah. It makes me wanna blush as well as I am doing now. Just hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
What is happening?
Before we get to this, I'm getting ready. Okay, proceed. Hold on a second. Oh, okay, doesn't actually happen. I had the red flag.
Oh, this
thing
is a
there.
bad angle for you to be at, Sunshine.
You're gonna have a full-on look at her butt.
Yeah. Hey, Tommy, I'm back from shopping and in your house for some reason, even though we don't live together. Why are you here?
Why
Why did the ratio just change?
Because Midori Stories tried to do a camera angle and didn't know about the lock aspect ratio. I feel your pain, past Midori Stories. I too have been through not knowing where lock aspect ratio was, or disconnecting it by accident because it's on by default. I understand completely.
It's Tiny Box Tim.
Indeed. In this case, tiny bag. It's not what it looks like. The princess is like, I wish it was what it looked like.
But you're not even dating. Why do you care?
Because Tsunderes always care about this stuff. That's why I don't like them as character archetypes.
But they're not even
Except
dating, so why do you care?
Caitlyn gets a pass, but most of the
Well,
time.
Caitlyn grew. Caitlyn grew and became
That's-
less tsundere-ish over time.
Honestly, even when she was a tsundere, she wasn't like that much of a tsundere. So again, she had more going with her. Mostly because again, season 1 of Mashi was not like entirely romance based. Why is she here? It's just for the elemental project. Is this like the first time she's gonna like become like the holy wielder again and like smite the princess or something? And
Oh my god! Why? Oh my god! Why is this? Why do you care? Why is this romantic?
I don't think that's actually going to happen.
No, I mean, like, why is this romantic drama even here? I'm annoyed now.
Because anime.
I don't care because anime. This is dumb.
What is she doing here?
Look at Bond's most recent message.
Yes, I see it. It's your project reproduction. A lot of people have made that joke. They've also said, hey, you know, if we're going to focus on one of the sciences, how about make it chemistry?
Oh,
Woohoo.
man.
Very original. Yay.
I thought you were in physics with her. Well...
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, they say physics. You know, just all the sciences, in some way or another, people make references to. Anyways, lies. Even if
Cry
it
about
is.
it.
This is Tommy's house, so what are you doing here? I can't find my way back to my own house. I only know where he lives, not myself. It's because we live together.
Wait, what?
What?
I'll be like, since when? You're not allowed to live in my house. Get out.
Get out my house. Get out my house. Go on, get.
We don't live together. Why are you saying we do?
If what you say is true, I'll let one of your guards, what, write up a deed to this house? Like, what do you mean? What's your guard do in this situation? Inspect the house approval forms? Like,
Okay,
I don't know.
Okay, listen, ma'am. I do not consent for you living in my home. I didn't invite you in.
That's what
You
Tony
can't
should
just-
be saying right now.
You can't just live here because you said you want to. This is weird.
Yeah. Keep watch to see you leave from here every day.
This is so dumb. What?
Okay, even as a princess, I think that would probably classify as some sort of criminal action.
Some sort of stalking. Jeez.
Okay, you know what?
This also
Tiara-
implies that you even leave your home every day.
Tiara, you avoided this before, but I'm just gonna show it again.
Girl, why you?
You know,
why you-
I had
why are
a
these
sudden
women fighting
burst of
over him? He's not
revelation.
even that special. Jeez.
I had a sudden burst of revelation as that red flag was going on.
Mhm.
Almost every issue, minus grammar, that we have encountered in these gacha stuff is the kind of brilliance we would praise mythology for.
In what way? Lying about living together with someone we praise mythology for.
Why would
Yes. Yes,
wouldn't-
absolutely. That absolutely sounds like a thing that you would see in mythology. Just like, oh, you live here? Okay, I'm just gonna put out this random task and I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna make sure you leave home every day. And it's like, that's weird.
I wouldn't praise mythology for that. Why would I praise mythology for that?
That's
And also, most of the
that's
time-
the exact kind of like cool brilliance that people are like, oh yeah, you know.
Okay. I mean, the truly brilliant thing would be to post a person observer outside and not tell the person involved.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's not how mythology works.
I guess one of the gods
So
could
they
say,
weren't smart in
could-
mythology.
I guess if one of the gods said this, then you could sort of see like, okay, they can't really do much about this, or the gods would have like some sort of sentinel that can conjure up from nowhere, like anything of that nature. And then the sentinel, of course, would probably be like would be like destroyed or something to and that's like another, and then the god comes back and just like transform them into something as a punishment or whatever.
Yeah.
And if I would praise mythology if that existed in there. Besides, in mythology, there's a much more simpler idea: the idea of hospitality. Those ancient laws, you can actually just
but
pull
like,
off
why
that.
did she
Depends
say
on the
she
mythology.
Why did she say she lived here? Why couldn't she just be like, oh yeah, I'm here to visit my friend?
Because she panicked. I mean, she shouldn't be here in the first place anyway. But I want to know the actual reason she decided to come back here.
Maybe
If it was
she's
just
gonna
her
have a
terrible
romantic
navigation
passion.
skills. Okay, sorry, I've done already. But you're actually the point, because now I'm curious, does Sachin have a key to Tomi's home, or Tomi's forget to lock the door? Both sound possible. Yeah, I could either one of those. Bye-bye. Oh,
like,
no!
Get out of my house!
Now they're trapped in the same house to avoid the mild embarrassment of Tiara finding out that Sunshine lied in the spur of the moment. Because that's such high stakes drama compared to the corruption from last episode.
What do you mean?
So they have to share a home now. That's the rule.
It's a quirky sitcom trope.
logics.
This is the
sitcom logic.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
this happens all the time though in shows and stuff, right? Because once you hit like a high in stakes, a lot of times they're gonna be like, oh shoot, but now we need a bigger thing. So
Look,
now
that's
we have to like
fine.
lower it so that way the next big thing is gonna look big because we've already
That's
done
fine.
something
They
big.
do that in Dragon Ball, but the point is there's no proper excuses to why this is here. I mean, okay, the stakes thing maybe, but like the excuse for why this is the next arc is so weak, so very weak in comparison to everything that has happened in this series thus far, even the corruption stuff. Awkward silence has entered the chat. It certainly has. That's one thing I do praise Midori for, not over relying on dialogue. Mostly because every time a character opens their mouth, they start mumbling garbage. Great, now I got a roommate and a stalker.
Okay. They're not your. No, I think it's the person outside her house.
Yeah, I'm guessing Tiara, because I don't. I mean, I wouldn't say that Tiara's a stalker of Tomi.
Well, they would have to stalk them to know that they're both leaving the house at the same time.
She's a stalker of Sunshine, if anything. So Tomi doesn't have a stalker. Sunshine does.
Okay, so here's what I would do.
Saying stalker in the context of what she'd like try to do, like make a pass at him, which is not stalking, by the way. There's a difference.
No, I definitely think it's because the person's gonna be stalking outside his house now.
Okay, but
I think
again,
that's what they're getting
him.
at. But like,
well,
no. Here's the thing. With Sunshine here, I would be like, okay, get out of my house. You don't live here.
Yeah.
Listen, I didn't lie to her saying you lived here. Therefore,
Also,
it's not on me that you lied.
Also, neither of these two seem to have parents that care about this or like legal guardians or anything.
I'll be like, why are you in my house?
This is
I
another
can-
anime trope, by the way. You know, parents are either gone or absent or some excuse as to why the main character lives alone. But it's usually only the main character. It's not usually like every single
Hey,
character that is
Jacob.
of high school age.
Hey Jacob,
But
remember this line from the most well-written series in all of Gacha? You're such a disappointment to your mom.
my
And
mum
we-
doesn't exist. She's been written out of the show.
Yes, and we never got any explanation about the mom bit. Like, wait, what? What about Cole's mom?
Yeah,
Like, dang.
we didn't get anything from Cole's family at all.
Yeah,
we
just
got
like what?
we met
Why was that
Andrew's,
line in episode 1? Like, what about his family?
yeah, we met Andrew's dad and never Cole's mum. Want to go to the beach with me tomorrow?
No, I don't want to be around you because you're weird.
Sure, go to the beach tomorrow and I will leave you there because you can't find your way back without me and therefore you'll be out of my hair.
She found her way home today. Or
Oh, no, she found her way
here.
to his house. That's right. She knows where his house is, but not hers. Which now just makes even less sense. I thought she just had like naturally bad orientation skills, but apparently she does know how to find certain places, but not where she lives.
What
Has
do
she not
you
bothered to try?
mean?
Could she not download Google Maps on her phone or something like that? At least.
That's too hard, Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously.
Sure, whatever. I'm going to get dinner ready. Sunshine 1, Princess 0. Next time on Dragon Ball Z, the Green Knight. It's swimming time. The end. What on earth has happened to her ears?
She's a demon now.
Why is that part of a swimsuit outfit?
I don't know. Becoming a demon is just a casual part of swimming, I guess. That's
It's
what
not,
Winter
they're not even,
does.
they're not even tying her hair back because her hair's tied up with.
That's the kind of like wacky reasoning you have for like only a Satan worshiper would know how to read.
Why is Kaminari there? Why does Midori have horns? Tomi. Who cares? Ah.
Well, you see, they're demons now.
He stares at Girl Skull. Who would ever write excuses to why we never see parents or guardians? I'm fixing that in the revamped taste.
Well, you see, I have a simple way around writing out the parents and guardians with relative ease. It's called making your characters legal adults and actually actual like grown-ups.
Okay, but even then, Aiden, you've written in a bunch of the parents of the legal adult main characters anyway.
True.
Yeah.
But I didn't have to, and that's the major key. I don't have to because they're legal adults and they're able to
And most
do
of
their
them
own
are like
thing.
most of them are immortal beings that like passed away a long time ago as well. So they just they need to have their parents show up because their parents are somewhere in the underworld, floating around.
Floating around at the speed of sound. Got places to go, gotta follow my tempo. Wasn't that beautiful?
Yep. It's swimming time. Minor demons. Okay, I was kidding when it was only one image and then it was
Hey,
done.
look, it's Garth in the corner.
Yeah, that was the discount Kaminari who wasn't invited before, so I guess they invite him before next episode, or that will be somewhat explained. I don't know anymore. Wow, what a letdown. I've been saying this whole time for this series up until episode 5 that the story was actually surprisingly decent. I did not have much to say about those first episodes because there's not much to say on a visual level because I know Gacha Studio had restrictions and Midori was just starting. I knew the evolution was going to happen and did because I've seen Not Your Average Girl before. But here, like even the story now and the character interactions, the dynamics that I loved so much, most of them aren't even like that present anymore. Also, but even the ones that we do see, namely Tomi and Sunshine, get so much variation between them, and like the way that the romance is now is just that just kind of like ruins them to an extent.
Also, I hate the way the stakes are handled. Because last episode, like the last major storyline was like, oh, she's being corrupted. Will she come back? Oh, she's like this weird like angel thing, whatever. I forget what the exact thing, holy something, whatever. You know,
Holy
oh
wielder.
my, holy wielder. Oh, what's going on?
I
with
thought it was
her?
a holy
Ooh.
holder.
And then you
Oh
know, it's
yeah,
like,
yeah, it is. Yeah, holy holder. Yeah.
yeah, and then but now it's like, and they're just regular teenagers doing their thing. Oh, look, there's a quirky situation where now they're temporarily roommates because she lied. Ooh,
Yeah, which could
Will.
be so easily
Like,
avoided if Tommy had said
what?
anything. If Tommy had said anything at that point and shut her down, I don't care that she's like come back from corruption. She crossed a line there. You don't like invite yourself into someone else's house to live there, especially when you're jealous that someone's making advances on them. That's not you. You have plenty of time to act on that. And
Yeah,
okay,
I mean,
Tommy
okay, I would
might
understand
attract
if
some
you
more
were
attention from someone else.
like, again, I would understand if they're dating, which is that would be that's a totally valid response. But if you're not dating, it's like you don't have any claim on them.
Yeah, she
Why are
actively
you acting
backed
like you have
down from
claim?
confessing her feelings. Again, this is why I don't like tsunderes. They back down on confessing their feelings every time, but they also don't want you like dating anybody else because they want to know you for you. Which means essentially you're just left alone for ages because they can't figure out their own selves. So
Well, I
like
mean,
actively hinders development of somebody else.
although I will say, if you count the villainess from I'm in Love with the Villainess as Tsundere, she definitely doesn't act like in that regard. He's like, she really doesn't care who Ray dates. She just doesn't want Ray into her.
Also, I get the distinct impression that Bond wants to come in to offer some final thoughts or something. Although I do see that they were talking about like doing a Kodioko cleanse after this, and we don't have Ghosty with us right now. So if you want to do a Kodioko cleanse, we can do one of like an episode of season 1 or something. So not like in that order.
But season 1 is less cleansing because they're not as good or interesting.
I did
Are
just.
they? The question is, are they better than this episode or the 2 episodes we just saw? The answer is
True,
categorically yes.
but like I also want a massive improvement. I'm like, dang, that was so nice to watch.
By the way,
What?
Ghost Kitty asked how many episodes we have left. I did just check. The answer is 5. After episode 7, there's 5 episodes left.
Yep.
So
yeah, Midori was the exception to what I said back in the. I said back in the day, people did like 10 episodes of Gacha series most of the time as a rule of thumb. Midori, as an anime fan, of course, went for like the 12/13 that you get for an anime season
it
typically.
was 12.
I mean, honestly,
this case is 12. I'm saying 12/13 is the typical range. That's why this is a 12 episode series. I imagine.
Honestly, I think 12 episode series work better than 10 episode series personally. Just
you
because
have
I feel
mentioned this before, yes.
Yeah, but I feel like 12 episode series either gives you one or two things. You either have more time to develop each storyline in the season or each like major plot point and spend more time on it and develop it and flesh it out more, or B, it gives you more time with the characters, slightly more time for filler. So if you want to include filler in the season, you're not losing as much from 10 episodes by having a filler episode. You're not losing as much at that point. And then it's like, and it still works, or
The
you
question,
have like a
of course,
mini
would
arc
be
in
if
the
you
middle
need
season.
that much to begin with. Because sometimes, as depending on the story, you can keep it nice and succinct and down to 10 episodes, and you won't really miss much else at all from them.
I guess, but you could also have more fun and get to know the characters well. Like for example, in a lot of stories, you have like the character. You have to emotionally connect with the characters, and the more time and I find when writing characters, the more time you spend on them, the more you see them, the more you hear them speak, the more you're around them, the more you know about them, the more emotionally you're connected of when they struggle.
The problem with this, Aiden, is the fact that you're essentially introducing an idea that just has no upper threshold. Like say for example, a show like Avatar, instead of being like 60 episodes, give or take a few part 2s, 3s, 4s, was something like 100 episodes. You would essentially probably end up with like a good like 30 episodes that were complete duds on the level of the Great Divide.
I mean, fair enough. And granted, filler is an issue the more episodes you add, but I feel like having 12 episodes instead of 10 episodes is a decent middle ground between having like the full on 26 and actually actually having like a short 10 episode run. Like it gives you just enough time to have fun, but also just enough time to tell your story. Because like one thing I find with like seasons and stuff, like because like that's one of my worries for Hazbin Hotel. Because keep in mind, season 1's only 8 episodes.
Okay.
It's even less than 10. But I worry that there's going to be filler, and that it's going to take its time. Because comparing it to something like Hell of a Boss,
I would have thought that the fewer episodes you have, the less likely you are to include filler.
You would hope that's the case, but no, not necessarily.
Yeah, no, not really. But like, for example, take something like Hell of a Boss. Hell of a Boss doesn't have a goal. It doesn't really have a quote unquote overreaching plot where like characters are striving for something.
I agree.
It's more or less the characters living day to day with their lives in the situations they get into, related
Which
to their
definitely
occupation
has an
and stuff.
overarching plot.
But it's not an overarching plot in getting a goal or a time crunch in the way Hazbin Hotel is. There's no time crunch. There's no goal that the characters are
Or
working
time
towards.
crunch, yeah.
Well, if
Yeah,
there is
it's
a
all-
time crunch, then you're more likely to get that done in less episodes because the time is of the essence.
Yeah, but from a writing perspective, when you write filler or episodes that don't really progress the main plot or characters, then it ends up feeling like a very slow plot. So generally, rule of thumb, depending on the amount of episodes, and that's why I always like when people are making series. That's why I always ask them, how many episodes are there going to be? Because that is important to me. Because okay, I'm gonna bring Phoenix Drop Days into this. Phoenix Drop Days is like half filler episodes, and there are random episodes that don't contribute to any of the main plots.
I will say there is a reason for that.
Yes.
It was
Yeah,
meant
You're
because-
leaving out the
because
essential context of the fact that they dropped it halfway
Because-
through.
yeah,
it
was
got-
meant.
got-
It was
got
meant
cut.
to run longer, but because it didn't get the views and it didn't get the monetary gain that Afmail wanted, she cut it short.
Yeah, but that's why when it comes to a series, I think it's important to ask people, how long is the series, or how long do you want the series to generally be? Because if you want the series to be short, you want to do said plot, you gotta make sure you tell that plot within that short time period. But if it's a longer time period, then you could be a bit more looser with your plot. But you also got to be prepared.
The
So
thing
it's one of
is,
those things.
if people don't have an answer for that, because I oftentimes don't have an answer for that, it's mostly because they're figuring out the story, and they will work out how many episodes that they want to do the story in for themselves. They don't necessarily have to decide that right at the beginning. Because I know that I have both done and not done that. Puppy Love, actually, as a good example, only 2 episodes are out so far, but the script has been completed for years. 8 episodes total, and there's nothing else that I would consider adding because the time frame was 2 weeks of sports camp, and that was it.
Yeah. But like the thing why I highlight this is because, like, for example, if you start a series, you don't really have a story in mind. You have some vague ideas, some vague plot points, but you don't know how long, say, the season's gonna be. You end up spending, say, 80% of the season on filler, or like kind of just dancing around, not doing anything too serious, lightly touching on potential plot points, but nothing too serious. But then as soon as you hit like the last stride of the season, it's like plot, go, character development, drama. Oh my god, plot twist, whoa, and then it's like, okay, season's over, guys. It's just
Okay,
like,
that's
whoa,
terrible.
what do you
That's
mean? The last 4 episodes of the season were like crazy, but the beginning was boring.
That's terrible story pacing in
Yeah.
general. That's not necessarily related to
But
an
that's
episode
what-
count that someone may or may not have in their mind.
But that's why I highlight the amount of episodes, at least per season, or at least per the general base of a story. Because without that, you could have uneven storytelling where it's so slow in the beginning, it's a snail's pace, but then it goes super fast. Or it's super fast in the very beginning, but then it slows down to a crawl for the season to just kind of climax very slowly. It's like, okay, but the season was paced super fast, and now it's super slow.
The thing is, you can have uneven storytelling even with an episode count.
I guess, and I'm not.
It comes down to people's skill as a writer, or how their actual story objective. I did not know how many episodes of the musical I was going to do when I started. I think that's been made abundantly clear, and now everyone's like, "Oh, the series should never end." To keep it going.
Or it simply won't.
Okay,
Is-
but like
blah.
when it comes to a Mean Girl season, we generally know the major plot beats or major ideas in the season with major characters and stuff. Like that's
Nowadays
definitely
we do. Back when I started this series, that was actually not the case.
yeah, and I will say with Mean Girl season 1, it worked out. I think it worked out because you have the ability to pull things together, which
That's
that's
what I'm
also
saying. It all
no,
depends on like the writer.
but that's something a lot of writers don't have. For example, some writers have the ability to take generally unrelated seasons or unrelated seasonal plots and eventually tie them together using very smart plot twists in the later seasons or like bringing back older plot points and stuff. But not
Toriyama's a
everyone
great
has
example of
that.
this.
Like I brought up Supernatural in this regard. Angels weren't initially meant to be part of the series, but but at the end of season 3, they're like, okay, what do we do next with the series? I know angels, but wait, wouldn't that make them overpowered? I know, let's just make them jerks. Bam, you know.
I guess
And
you could
then
say Fallen Angels too in that case, because Abraxas
yeah,
wasn't like fully planned at the beginning.
yeah, no, Abraxas was
Now feels
briefly conceptualized, but like it's like sort of like evil, all powerful angel. That's it. I really had going for him. Then it's like as time went on, I'm like, okay, this is where I'm going for him.
yeah. And it's the kind of thing that you especially expect that with like independent media. So the stuff that we do and in general most gachas
Yeah,
will be like that because they're not like studio dependent. Studios will often commission a number of episodes and therefore there will be a time frame anyway. But with independent media, it can go on for a short time or a long time, and sometimes you might not necessarily know. I mean, I guess with my streets, that's the various issue. Like a lot of the time, actually wasn't like fully planned, but some aspects of it clearly were. And I guess some of the shorter seasons were the ones that actually had the most planning in the process behind them and
yeah.
the most
But the
preparation
point
for them.
being, with your season and series as a whole, it's nice to make sure story pacing is taken into account with your episodes and the story you want to get across. Like, for example, if you have very little story, if none story you really want to do in the season, just maybe mild character development for somewhere, it's like, oh, they're like kind of a jerk at first, but then they're not a jerk by the end. That's one thing. But if you want to do like a grand lore based story about maybe two warring factions with people on different both sides fighting and like moral gray stuff, then it's like okay.
Yeah. To relate it back to this
You know.
episode, this series, I guess in this case, it does feel like it was going for something more lore heavy, especially
More
with how
lore
it
heavy,
opens with
more
like
dramatic, but now it's just went back
it
to
opens with the
sitcom
legend of the
tropes.
Green Knight and such. I think maybe it's going through the same issues. I compared this to Emerald Secret before. I might as well keep up the My Street comparison. It feels like it's falling to what some of the long seasons of My Street do, where I've noticed that the beginnings and ends tend to have most of the most potent episodes or the most competently put together episodes. There's obviously like outliers in the middle of the seasons, but for the most part, the beginning and the ends seem to be the ones that those are the most exceptional parts of a given season. And I think
You
that might be
know,
because you have like an outline, and then suddenly decide out of nowhere to keep that going, or you come up with an arbitrary number, which might be the case, and then you decide, okay, I've got to stretch this out. Maybe there wasn't 12 stories of episodes worth of story that Midori came up with, but wanted to keep up with the anime runtime tradition, anime season, and so decide, okay, this is what we've got to do now,
but
and
I
that
mean,
becomes
I think
unfortunate because of
here's the
something
thing.
like
I
this.
think Meteor Stories could easily marry the slice of life, maybe romance, drama, teen aspect with like a supernatural lore based show. I think Meteor Stories could do that, and I think in a way, Meteor Stories has a
Was
series
for a
on her
time.
channel. On her channel, I think she's making something sort of like that.
At the moment, I thought
Yeah.
I thought he was like on permanent
Right.
hiatus. Honestly,
Yeah, the last thing I saw
Well,
was a year ago.
I think he's on a hiatus, but I think he started making something about like My Alpha Guardian.
okay,
It,
I do
it,
vaguely remember that name.
it's a pretty good show, but like with the like I think you can marry the two. I just don't think that. I feel like that's been dropped since the first scene, which I was right technically. They deal with it in the first scene, and then everything kind of just we just kind of move on after everything is like okay. I'm normal now, guys. Yay!
Yeah, that's again that could have filled out an entire episode if you wanted to get to a specific number. By all means, of all things to prolong, that would have made a lot of sense. There's
I
certain
mean,
plot
I
points and
do.
stuff that you shouldn't really drag on a bit longer than they should, but that one felt way too short anyway, so you might as well.
I mean, I do like the fact that we got a bit of build up to the beach day. It's not just we're at the beach now. I do think
Yeah.
that's cool in concept because hey, that means it's like each episode kind of flows in the next episode. It's kind of like flows like the ocean, but
Yeah, it does. In most anime that I've seen a beach episode happen, they do normally decide like in the episode prior because the summer holidays are coming up or something. But yeah, some of the time, sometimes it's like 2 episodes in advance, and that's really all you need.
Yeah, it
That's
shows
one of the
they're
simple
actually
things to emulate.
planning. It's like, wow, you actually thought this through and actually let the series kind of really interconnect. Because even if barely anything happens at the beach that's relevant to the show itself, the fact that the beach day was mentioned like an episode 2 earlier shows that you actually were thinking slightly ahead, at least enough
Unlike
to
the Holy
know a
Holder Deus
beach
Ex
day will
Machina.
happen. Yeah, I know, right? How easy would it be to mention that? Like what if you're talking like magic or something?
Mhm.
Or what if magic brought up or I don't know. Any lore scenes happen? No wait, during the
Not
beginning
of
of the series with the
not of
Green Knight, what if the Holy
yes.
Holders got mentioned? There, bam.
I
Easy.
already said that when I was talking about the Holy Holders before. But yeah, that was something we missed out on entirely. Speaking of missing out, Gacha Springboard seems to have shown up fairly quickly.
Or it could have been done in a subtle way where it's like the Green Knight and his servants, but their name is Lost the Time or something. And then it's like the Holy Holders, the Holy Rollers, holy
I love the
molies.
holy rollers.
Holy molies. The holy
You know
roly
what?
polies.
You know what? I want to see
the
the Green Knight with an assistant called the Scarlet Squire. That's now in my head.
Yeah, but like we're like his assistants, but they're unnamed, and it's like, wait, you're one of the Green Knights. Wait, you're a descendant in the Green Knight's minions. Oh, you're a holy roller or whatever. I don't know. Getting confused now.
Roses are red, Boba is bubbly, Holy Cast is getting quickly, Sony red flags to make Jenny look like a saint, and now my eyes are taint. Id.
Man,
And
really fell flat in that one.
When you try your best, but you don't succeed. Where's the button? Oh yeah, pros and cons. We already did that. Yep. Pros literally none. This sucked. I mean, we talked about some pros in between what we said before, so yeah, we did think of things. It's swimming time. It's swimming time next time. Pros Moonlight is gone. Cons Sunshine is back. We can't win with that character. That's one thing I say. Yeah, I mean, these episodes kind of ruin Sunshine, or at least like the last scene ruined Sunshine properly. Shiori was not my favorite character, but I liked it with Tomi and like the history they had together. When she got possessive of him, it was like, ooh, buddy, that was a tough one. Excuse me while I go scream into a pillow. Do not blame you. Absolutely. Oh, we've got Secrets of the Plex as an idea. Yeah. Oh yeah, a better example than Puppy Love as far as like something is short and succinct as far as episodes counts go. And you know what? I'll throw in ponies there as well. Not that was planned in the slightest, but it knew when to conclude, I suppose. Yeah, there's a lot of other stuff. Got to Spring Boy, Puppy Love, Felt So Hard, Discord, yada 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 yada. Any more cons want to mention with the episode? Probably not. Okay, that's it. Well, hopefully the beach episode next time, because again, I love beach episodes, is probably a good place to pick this up again. If there's any filler episode that is going to redeem the stain left behind by these 2 episodes we've watched today and get it back to the episode 5 levels, then hopefully it shall be that one. Can we go back to Jazz Pop's next review? You know what? Sure, we'll go back to Jazz Pops. It's I know sort of what to expect with Eli. Even though I thought it was better with Midori, but still. I guess for now, please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters. Subscribe to us already, and we'll see you probably in 2 days at least, because tomorrow I'm guessing we're gonna do. As you know, tomorrow we might pre-record Nightmare Time, and then we'll not Nightmare Time, Has Been Hotel, release that tomorrow, and so we can stream tomorrow. You know what? We'll sort it out. Okay. On that note,
Well,
until next time.
we'll fix the arrangements later. It's fine.
Until next time, whenever next time happens to be.